What's going on, guys? We are back for our next session. I think session 22 of Lordly Caliber. We are Xandulus today like we were last week, but I'm assuming sometime later today, you guys see this on a Sunday, you will see a one-on-one with me and maybe Sarah helping out, bringing back some NPCs with Xandu to get Xandu all caught up and stuff. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm bringing back an NPC that was a PC that, no spoilers, but Donald knows him, Van knows him, and he was a whole lot of fun to play. But we've already rambled for 30 minutes. I'm not going to ramble.
Is he back? Is he coming?
He might be coming. He's probably coming. Because this is the game where he fits. That class is not as strong in 5e. I digress. Here's the D6. There's not 6. There are 6 of us. So Van or Donald or Sarah or Kane. Francis has the floor in character reflection for that hero point.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
I never
Watch
go first.
Your profanity. This game does contain adults who use adult language. Viewer
I'm
discretion
trying to
is
remember what
advised.
we did last week.
Hey, me too. It's
But,
fine.
but we
I'm really
behave like
loving
children.
the warning afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like a recall. All your airbags are fucked.
Bing, there's another one.
Well, we spent a whole lot of time arguing. And all of that planning seemed to be for pot, because as soon as we got to going, we were called away.
Mm-hmm.
And when we did get to where we was going, everybody was gathered together, and they had a whole bunch of mages shackled up in chains, marching them through the parade ground. I'm still not entirely sure what's going on with that. But it looks like we're preparing for some sort of greater war effort. And I did get word out to my master to seek aid from the council, and I have no idea how that's going. As I mentioned before, we don't talk a lot, but he's much better at his job than I am. So I have to have faith, I suppose. And I'm waiting.
Fair enough.
I'm waiting. That's what I'm doing.
Gotcha. Take your hero point, sir. Here's a D6. It's just sitting saying rolling the dice. This is the part where my internet fails me, probably.
You're good.
There
I
it
still
goes.
hear you.
5.
5 is for... I think that actually comes down to Kane again. We will reroll.
I will not go again.
Well,
Make him go again!
4 is for Sarah. Sarah,
Oh.
Emeritus is in character reflection. I'm going to say this once. Please face the mic and speak clearly. You are in the seat of hard to hear, as Kane is becoming very well aware of as he edits a one-shot.
Wait, why is Kane aware of...
Because Joe sat there.
Oh, okay. Yes. All of the war stuff that's going on is a little over Emeritus' head. He's not really like a warmonger. I don't really think that's the right word, but that's not what he does. He's a worked with the church. He was raised by the church. He didn't really have any sort of military war experience. So this is all kind of like he's feeling a little out of place here, and like he's in over his head, so he's kind of nervous.
Alright, is that all?
Yeah.
Yes, take your hero point. And D6. 1, 2...
You should roll like a d4 at this point.
Never! Donald, you have the floor.
You must.
Okay, so what's going through Lucia's mind at the moment? As she sleeps, she have an internal argument with her rational logic side and her more emotional side. The two are not happy. They're happy and not happy at the same time. Her rational side is happy that she made the right move, but not happy how she actually approached it. And then her emotional side is happy that she is taking the initiative to find love. With such encounter with love, this is a new ground for her, how to deal with romance and people emotions. She's more of a bookworm and a tactician, so she prefers doing things through an analytical mindset, not more of an emotional mindset. So this is new ground for Lucia to tread on and be more human, I guess.
I completely forgot about Gunnald until just now. But
Yeah,
right,
how could you forget him from last session? Lucia was gushing all over him.
Ew.
gross indeed.
Metaphorically, I mean.
Take your hero point, you gross bastard, and here's a D. It's not Kane's already went RNG. So is Donald. So is Kane. So Van has it. All right, Van, you have the floor.
There you go. You could have just rolled the 1 die too, you know.
Man, fuck it. Watch my profanity.
Watch your profanity.
Profanity.
So, man, I was getting out of those mines and get back to the soldiers and stuff, and good lord, it's been a long time since I've been in civilization. And here I thought we were finally going to get rid of these armies, go commando or guerrilla. I guess we just keep wearing our pants, but and then and I was looking to even the possibility of getting back into Taldor, and maybe while I was there and doing what I know how to do, that in terms of court intrigue and stuff, that I'd be able to get a decent bath and a pedicure, but all of a sudden we're surrounded and back in the army again, and what is up with Mercutio pulling that shit? That's not very brotherly of him. He could have given me a hint. I mean, come on. We're in this together, and now he's Mr. No, I'm not just a merchant, I'm also the leader. That wasn't cool at all. So, yeah, I don't know about that. And, yeah, watching Lucia, man, gonna be good. Hey, I almost feel sorry for her. But we'll see how she handles herself, and maybe I can give her a couple of pointers.
Fair enough.
That would be weird.
That would be weird. But that's the name of this campaign. Take your hero points, sir. And Joe, bring us home.
Okay, so at the end of last session is when everything really happened, and as we all know here, Enderling went a bit comatose. His Bluetooth went down. But from what he picks up, it's all rather just a confusing mess of the fact that now we have to go find the cells we sent out. We have to go gather them up again, because guess what? We're not running anymore against a far superior force. Now we're normal again, and really it's just kind of a matter of the fact that, now everything's changing again, just like it constantly is with Enderling's inner turmoil, and just this, constant set of now living in the desert. People are running around, and just the ludicrousy of the fact that Enderling's thousands of miles away from home, experience a constant change in personality day to day, and just constant influx of new stimuli, I guess. That didn't make much sense, but
I understand.
get over it.
I follow. Take your hero point. And as we go in, it is had we discussed whether or not we were going to pass the night and move to the next morning? Presently, right now, it's just everyone has their orders, and now it's just kind of eat and drink and be merry, for tomorrow you may die. That sort of thing. Mercutio is actively getting fatter. Donald Yarva has, at some point, lost his shirt and is continuing just with no idea of how stupid he looks, just stuffing his face and being incredibly happy, and probably covering chest to bulging belly button with food. Nira probably hasn't left Pogue's side the whole time. Yeah, no, she wouldn't. But yeah, unless there's anything anybody else wants to do here, we will move forward to the next day.
Yeah, I think we were pretty much ready to settle down for the night. I remember the last thing Francis did was cast Grove or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably have a kind word with my apprentice. That is, you shouldn't be doing that.
What do you mean, comrade? I am, and he just like big old bowl of food just glaw into his mouth. I am enjoying myself, for tomorrow we die. And he continues just eating.
You are enjoying yourselves, but you should try to present yourself in a more of a presentable manner than what you are doing. And I would, I need to teach you how to present yourself properly in a normal society. So, aka, I need to RP him to teach him to have proper table manners and social manners.
All right, make some kind of check.
So diplomacy then.
Alrighty.
So 13. So does he get?
Kind of gets it. He looks down. Oh, I am sorry, comrade. And he just kind of like brushes the like bits of food off of his like flabby chest. He's kind of like, for a Suli, he's pretty overweight. And those guys like Suli are generally like more attractive than the average human. This one not really that much so.
Okay, I would reassure him everything is fine. We will take one issue at a time.
That's
My
usually the best.
my apprentice,
My
and then
apprentice. Sorry, go ahead.
so unless if anything else happens, I would probably go to bed, but I would probably ask around a bit more information on Golden. What type of person is he from the locals?
Okay, roll percentage dice. We'll do it that way. Let the percentage
Sure.
dice decide if Gunnald is his name and see if he's that important to the story.
You have a elfin, NPC, and necromancy. I had to bite the bait.
Yeah. Okay. Some people are kind of like, they've seen him and they know who you're talking about. Some of the women probably feel the same way that you do, especially like the Kellish women who don't like, they don't see big, strong elfin boys around here, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like that. But by and large, he's kind of just like a face in the crowd. And there are a lot of really strange people running around this place from all over Galarion and probably even beyond. You certainly, like, you can't find him amidst all this stuff. You assume he's gone off somewhere else. You also, like, I should also say, again, the fact that he has undead with him is because it's kind of like, I don't want to say because it's his religion, because he's not an Ergothoan, but it's because of his religion.
Because of cultural differences.
Yeah, because he's trying to prevent if the undead are filling up the bone ship to sail to the last battle, if he can pull a few more off, then he'll do so. But that doesn't necessarily make him a necromancer.
Why would he pull them off of the ship? I remember the myth.
Forestall Ragnarok.
Oh, to forestall it. I got it.
It means like Joe said, yeah, like if there's less people to build the ship will get done less fast, and also like is literally just kind of pulling a couple of soldiers out of the fight by doing this. And he isn't like crossing Pharasma or any of the deities that would normally have a problem with necromancy because of the greater consequences of it.
Okay, nice to know this. So unless if anyone else wanted to do anything, Lucia would go to bed.
Well, you had something, didn't you, Donald? You wanted to.
Yes.
Planar Inquiry.
Oh yes, I would be casting Planar Inquiry, and I would pay a imp to see if the imp can come to me in a day or so to tell me a name of a devil that I can learn more about the rat lich.
Okay, so you're straight up paying 300 gold to summon an imp, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, it would be me paying.
Oh, you died.
Collecting.
I heard it will be me, and then you roboted out on me.
Okay, so I'm paying a imp to get me a name of a devil that can tell me about the rat lich down the road when I actually do contact them. So it's like I'm using health services for the greater good, potentially.
Sure. Okay, so the imp appears. there's probably several paladins get that, like, the ping in the back of their head of the detect evil that's just gone off. But in that, like,
there's this
Wait,
big,
I
this
would
big shifting of metal.
I would assume I would have gone somewhere away from Paladin and good folk to do this.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Let's let the percentage dice decide if the Chelish noblewoman is being followed around. Okay, yeah, so you summon the imp, and then like a fire and brimstone one appears, and you kind of like almost immediately right behind him, Mustafa just and like he has his sword out, but he doesn't say anything.
I am.
You'll know the D4.
Okay.
In 3 hours, the imp returns.
Okay, so I will ask. I am using this imp to learn more about our potential enemy.
Mustafa just kind of glowers at you, glowers at it, glowers at you, glowers at your imp, and then we'll just say the 3 hours they pass now. Go ahead and roll a d20 plus your caster level, as if you're using diplomancy, and we'll see what happens. A 22.
Yeah, Mufasa, he may be the shiny armor knight template for a hero. Lucia is the opposite.
Fair enough. All right. Let me see if I see the roll. Let me see my own roll to see if he figured anything out. He comes up pretty blank. He's well, he doesn't come up blank. He comes up telling you that Rat has gone to great lengths to obscure his identity. Not just in and of the fact that he calls himself Rat and is a rat, but like the dude is mind blank. The dude has been to hell, and like all the records of him on the, I think it's the 4th layer of hell. Somebody's gonna come on to me, someone's gonna come down on me for this.
Wait a minute.
I'm getting the layers of hell wrong, but wherever that giant library is, that has all the information about everything forever, he's been there. He's erased his record, essentially. He's erased his record from the Akashic record. He is like 100% undetectable this way.
Okay, good to know. I need to put more effort into this then.
Alrighty, so let us go ahead and we're gonna bump the night. Everyone rests. Donald, you will probably have 8 hours for crafting, if there will be crafting made.
Are we sleeping, is the question?
That's the question, indeed. It's like, it is nighttime. People are sleeping. Tomorrow, people are going to be deployed.
I'm thinking sleeping would be best for everyone if everyone agree to this.
Yeah, Pogue will be sleeping.
Yeah.
Pogue and Nira have a wonderful night together.
Yeah, I would have my familiar work on the scroll.
Alright, sure.
Enderling and the food stores will have a wonderful night together.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, I'm using my hero point to fix that.
Alright.
What?
To
I
fix
thought
the
you were
food
saying
stores.
that.
He's regenerating the food stores, you glutton.
No, I'm a troll, not a glutton.
Enderling is trying to prestige into bloat
Is there a
mage,
difference?
actually.
Okay, cool.
The check is successful, I'm assuming. I don't know what you're crafting, but I imagine that number's
I'm working on the wish scroll.
The wish scroll? Okay.
Yeah, I have my familiar work on that.
Okay. I don't remember if that was enough. Damn it.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be DC 23, so it would be like a 20. He would easily be that DC.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, you got it. Okay, cool. So, the night passes uneventfully. Well, eventfully for some of us, I'll say. The morning comes, and as the morning comes, you guys wake up, and several gates have been opened and are being like actively held open by spellcasters. You guys, you're probably feeling a little lost, I'll say, because it kind of seems like everybody else here knows exactly what they're doing and where they need to be. You guys, you like assemble together around the time that like Mustafa finishes a very rousing speech. I will put him on the board, and you guys know he is going to attack Kathir along with the Cult of the Dawnflower. After the rest of the rebellion sees them off, some more gates are open, and you see those guys. I'll put them on the board if I can quickly find their tokens, but I won't because I have too many tokens. Need to delete some tokens. I think they're in here, right? Yeah, these guys dressed like this. Make the token a little bigger. they're all not like uniform in terms of height, but they're all uniform in terms of what they're wearing. They begin marching through these gates, and it's not implied. Yeah, no, it's not implied. We talked about last session, and that's your guys' orders. You'll be going back to Fort Ligos to wait for the Taldor response, essentially, and hold it off. If you guys have nothing further, I will go ahead and jump you to the map of the fort. I don't want to like take anyone's player agency away, is why I'm like stopping every couple seconds. Like, is there anything?
I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I'm good for anything now. Doesn't matter. Kill me.
Nira's actually
Life
probably
is
going to go with
good.
you. Yeah, Nira is going to accompany you to the fort.
She's accompanying me?
Yeah.
That's got to be some good sex.
Oh, yeah. That was some good sex.
So let's slide on over here. I'm going to have your guys' soldiers accompany you as well. They're not like... You guys haven't been like quote unquote relieved of command. I won't say that, but they don't like they're following Malik at this point, which is the dwarf who leads the Grand Defenders. And now that I've shot my mouth off and said that Nira is coming, I need to find Nira's token and throw her on the board. Anyway, the floor belongs to you guys.
Wait, so we are defending or are we defending or attacking?
You guys are defending Fort Ligos from...
we're definitely not attacking from the inside of the fort.
You guys actually teleported in right now. No. Oh! That'd be the way to do it.
Fun.
But no, you guys are... last session, allies had infiltrated Taldor, and they've shut off the Empire's ability to teleport people all over the place willy-nilly. So they're expecting the Empire to send forces across the border, because word's going to get out really soon that like all of the Qadiran military, all the satrapy has essentially just flipped and gone, has joined the rebellion essentially. There's still some holdouts in the mountains nearby, but it's like while Mustafa and the bulk of the forces attack Qadira's capital, Kathir, you guys are just holding the line. Let me find that token. There she is. Boom. She will be right here. Anyway, floor belongs to you guys.
Okay, cool. With some of these spells I actually did prepare, the enemy group up. Oh, cool. Okay. So, I would tell everyone for tactics, if the enemy group up, I could use fireball and a storm spell to harm the enemy.
Cool.
I should probably unmute myself. Well, if we're firing into a group, you could have the archers harry their flanks, force them together in the middle, and that'll give you more targets, so to speak, a target-rich environment for your area of effects.
True. Calling a ice storm, it'd be better to have as many enemies if I'm going to be weakening them for the archers.
Especially if they're falling all over themselves.
Tell me that can's facing the wrong way.
Now it's not. We're good. It's not going to be like Empire Total War where it'll glitch so bad the cannons will turn into each other and fire on each other. But yeah, no, these guys are way better equipped than the rest of the rabble you've been hanging out with. These are professional soldiers, and as such, they do have artillery. Most of these guys are carrying firearms. In addition, you guys... From where you guys are, you probably can't see it, but you can... Well, yeah, sure you can. On the horizon, you can see, like, and even Pogue can see out of nowhere castles just kind of, like, come into being. Just, like, 1 second there's arid grassland and horizon, and then a castle. And it just kind of, like, happens over and over again across the horizon. You can see there are spellcasters amongst the defenders who are actively, like, raising... like iron out of the ground to form walls of iron, one might say, around the fort, because the fort isn't like the most defensible of places, but they are actively making it that way. There's scouts are flying overhead riding drakes. by the score. There are 4 on the board at the corners if I need them. But like it's gonna be really quick that this place is gonna like 0 to hero be the most defensible. I almost said most defenseless. The most defensible place in Qiddiya.
Woo!
You did it. I'm gonna go ahead and move these stone golems just straight up all the way to the gate instead of just haphazardly there. There we go. So yeah, floor belongs to you guys. Expositioning over.
Do we know where the enemy encampments are? I'm just thinking, with a mount, could easily ride close enough, cast a area effects spell to weaken the foe a bit, and then get out of field quickly. I do have this spell, Dimension Door.
Okay.
I could use.
You would have to find them. You assume there might be like they will make camp. They will have to sleep at some point, but they're coming to you for the most part.
Are the castles ours or theirs?
That would require some kind of check.
I asked the dwarf.
Okay, that was it too. The Ask the Dwarf
Super check.
The role-playing check. Okay, so you approach Malik, and Malik, he's probably like head and shoulders taller than you. Yeah, you're a halfling, he's a dwarf, and he just kind of...
Yeah.
Have you never seen an instant fortress before, little one? And he kind of like, he motions up to the, like, I won't call, well, yeah, they're battlements, essentially.
Mhm.
Crappy little wooden battlements. But he'll start moving this way towards the cannon and like wave you along.
Okay. So I've heard of them, but my question is not what are they, but whose are they?
Make a perception check.
You mean he doesn't know?
I mean, make a perception check.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
Fuck it.
today's session.
That's what you have to figure
Who
out.
cares?
You can
28.
see from like all these fortresses that are actively popping up all over the place, the old Qiddiran flag flying from the ones closer to you, and several drakes taking off and like darkening the skies, and you can figure they're yours.
Okay.
It's there. You can also probably figure they're not for show. It's certainly like you throw this on the ground and it is a castle, but
Throw it on the ground.
you throw it on the ground and then it was a castle.
Castle. You're
But,
not my
like,
real dad.
People can fly, people can magic, people can gunpowder in this game. So their defenses aren't arbitrary, but they won't go as far as they would
Right.
against just like random dudes with spears.
Right. Well, sir, seeing as how you have quite the fortifications, what am I supposed to do here?
Well, actually, he needs to make a is it a perception check? Is it a
Craft
perception
check.
Make a disguise check, Van.
He doesn't know either.
Nobody
I think you
knows.
mentioned it. He knows fuck all.
Well, now that you mention it, I don't know. Okay, he is able to
Who
see
am
through your
I?
disguise. He realizes you're not a kid. Well, lad, now we play the waiting game. And he leans on his axe and just kind of looks out towards the horizon, towards the north. It's
Okay.
quiet now, but it won't be quiet forever.
Well, maybe I'll catch a few winks now. I had a busy night last night,
He just kind of looks at you.
and I saunter off whistling. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Fair enough.
That's the man
What's
ready
up?
to die if I ever seen one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go stand on the battlements and watch.
Is there a particular reason Francis's token is? Oh, that's facing. I see. Okay.
Also, I can't control,
Oh, you can't control Oleg. Well, go.
I
Oleg.
can't.
Be with your buddy. And he will be controlled by G is for ghoulish. Alright, you got him.
Perfect.
Donald, Sarah Joe, anything you want to do?
I'm probably gonna go stand on the battle. Oh no. Science happens.
Tommy, for the encounter, when it does come appropriate, I'm going to be using Summon Monster 2, so just have some creatures I can control when need be.
Sure, fair enough. We can make a bunch of troops. Sorry, anything you want to do?
Why are there two birds?
Why are there two birds? There shouldn't be two birds. Be gone, second bird. There was only one bird. Lucy actually summoned a giant raven.
Shit!
Are the infantry under our control, or are they just gonna stand in the corner?
They are just kind of like... They're not as lost necessarily. I won't use that, but like they're out of their league here. These guys, they spent a portion of last night training with the defenders, but they're probably a little better geared, but not nearly as well geared as they are, and they're still kind of just like barely over the peasants with spears line.
Enderling will go with them, and I don't know where.
Cavalry's going to set up down here.
Is there somewhere where Pogue can pick up an extra quiver of arrows?
There's probably plenty lying around all over the place.
Okay.
Does Enderling? Oh, I do have control. Can I order them to go places? Like I am right now, without your permission. Thank you.
Make some kind of check. Make a social check, Adam.
All right. I thought you called me Adam for a second there.
Make me Adam. Make me Adam.
No, make me a social check, Adam. My name's not Adam.
Do you want to see
for a long
Alice?
time, Tommy.
What?
Let me get my character sheet up, please. Thank you. Game.
If combat ever does get up close and personal, I can actually cast Iron Skin on someone, so they can actually have DR.
Really hoping you'd say Ironbeard.
Yeah,
Man, I wish I would have cast Ironbeard on myself in that one shot, because I ended up getting grappled, and that's armor spikes. So
I could imagine one of the dwarf defenders having a Iron Beard, which give them DR against spear damage.
that'll work, Joe. They kind of jump a little, but they'll follow you.
I mean, like drill sergeant-esque, not like.
Overall, rip your arms off.
Okay, I would have my my imp.
Well, I leave from the front.
I would have my imp familiar scout the area where the enemy is, so the imp would be invisible while they are scouting.
Okay. How long do you want the imp to be gone?
I would say probably come back in a few minutes if they see any tracks or so.
Okay. Roll percentage dice for me. We'll do it that way. The way I always do it.
Tommy, do the infantry know how to make a shield wall?
More or less.
Okay. That's good.
And also, I've got a wind wall spell prepped if arrows start flying over the walls.
Gotcha.
I have a dispel magic prepared, so if any caster is flying over, I can just make them plummet.
Just whoop. All right.
Fuck your arrows, dispel magic.
You send your imp. Is your imp's name still Melvin, or does your imp?
Yes.
Got it.
Marvin,
Okay.
I thought it was Marvin.
Yeah, Melvin.
So who was I think Marvin was the duck, or the goose, I think, rather. I think it was Jay's goose. That is neither here nor there. You send your imp out for a few minutes, and your imp does not return.
Eat shit.
Okay, can I locate him? Is he a kilometer away?
Yeah, he is. You have no problem, having your empathic link established.
Okay, I would tell my imp
Let's
to
have brunch.
tell my imp to come back if possible.
Okay.
So,
at
can
this
he
point,
get
you
out?
can just send you can't send actual messages. You can just kind of send
It'd be more emotional messages, so I would assume my imp would know. Come back here. Emotion.
I miss you. Miss you.
You kind of get a little bit of curiosity mixed with impatience, I will say. Make a sense motive check is what I will say, actually. What we got here? We got 15. That's
15.
good. You think your imp might have found something, and they're trying to figure out more. You think
Okay.
Melvin might have stumbled upon something, and then you start pinging him. Hey, come here. Wait a minute. It's that kind of thing.
Okay, I'm going to let my imp continue doing his job.
Okay.
Yeah, I would inform everyone that my bird found something interesting, so he should be back soon.
Gotcha.
Or he's waiting for us to go out and see what it is.
You're pretty sure it's the other way. You're pretty sure you
Yeah,
can.
my-
There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, well, if you want to go out and check, sure, but my bird is a pretty good scout.
Well, do you guys
Okay.
want to go imp hunting?
Pass.
I don't know if it's the best use of our time.
I do not.
Pass.
All right, fair enough. In that case,
Lucia can go by herself.
would you like to, Donald?
I'm just going to let my imp do his job and then come back.
I thought you were gonna say die.
I'm just gonna let him die.
Sorry, I'm not going by myself. Wizards die very easily.
She's lawful evil, not lawful stupid.
Yeah,
Come on.
I should hope not.
lawful evil is one of the smarter alignments. I always thought.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything to get my character killed, especially with the rat lich.
Yeah, your fate is sealed. No. Okay, so I'll say like about an hour passes. Yeah, and then you guys. Well, do they see? They probably don't. The imp raven is invisible. It just kind of like
My familiar would be in a raven farm all the time, just to keep up the disguise of my raven familiar.
gotcha. Okay, in that case, your raven flies back. Where in tarnation did you go? You're
What
somewhere.
in
What in tarnation? There you are. Okay, so your raven flies back and I just found you. Your raven flies back and it lands next to you and it kind of like it cocks its head and caws. Well, it doesn't have to caw. It's your
My
it speaks a
familiar
language.
is pretty intelligent, so common, sylvan, infernal, draconic, so it would talk common to me.
Top comment to me.
Talk common to me.
It's
Speak
carrying.
plainly.
Squeal for me.
I can't got it. Anyway, it's carrying. Make a.
It's carrying make.
It's carrying some make. It looks like without a check, I'll give you. It looks like a piece of bone. It's weird.
Okay, I'm going to examine it. So would be knowledge nature, or I actually have detect magic. So
Okay. Detect magic doesn't give you anything.
nope. Okay, then knowledge nature.
Okay. Well, don't leave us all in suspense now. There it is.
Yeah. So I knew it was +8 or +9.
Fair enough. Okay, so it appears to be a piece of a human rib. It's well, I won't say human.
Eve.
I'll say a piece of humanoid rib. From the looks of it, it's probably about as long as your thumb. Well, I'll say like as long as like your bird finger, pun not intended, and first finger together, about that big. But it appears to like it was like splintered off from the rest of the bone, as if there was like a violent explosion. Something like that. Like a knowledge nature check would tell you that doesn't happen to anything in nature. Things don't like to have their rib cages blow up, and this appears to have been done like really violently.
Interesting. So I asked my familiar, where did he found this bone?
What do I want to do with
Knowledge geography.
that? Yeah, no. You're familiar. They'd tell you just cawing in common that they found it
Do the
north.
voice, Tommy.
The voice of just start doing a really bad magpie. It's the only raven voice I have. I found it to the north. It's really bad, but this
That is really
it's
bad.
actively pretending it's not a devil, so it needs to be
True,
bad.
true. I am glad there are no pelicans immediately around us.
Yeah, you have,
Pelicans?
I'm glad there are no pelicans.
Yeah,
Pelicans and ravens hate each other.
So I tell tell Poe and anyone that would be interested in this news that combat. There have been injuries on the other side. There, do you know who bone this is? Probably the enemy, maybe. How do you tell?
It is very hard to tell. Around this time, you guys probably hear like horns begin to toot all over the place as
Doot, doot.
doot, doot, as like the sound of cannon begins to ring across the grasslands. You guys kind of have line of sight north before it's blocked by a bunch of like walls that clerics of Torog have like slapped up, essentially.
What type of walls are these exactly?
Make a knowledge arcana check.
Okay.
I'm imagining really wet sounds as they cast those spells. Is that wrong?
It probably isn't.
It's
that
always wrong with imagining wet sounds.
Wall of clay.
So 23.
Wall of soggy.
Ew.
Ew.
Wall of stone, wall of iron, stuff like that, Donald.
So if I use the spell Ice Storm, I can easily get to the other side of the barrier if it's in range.
Yeah, you can shoot over. There's definitely like there are little forts to the left and right of you that have been set up, and there's cannon there, probably including the 2 cannon here, and that cannon's kind of in a bad spot. Let's force it to go. Congratulations, buddy. You're going over here. All the rest of those are 1 troop, so I can only move him. But that no cannon go that good enough. We get the point. The cannon's not blowing anyone's heads off. As the cannons on your side begin to fire.
Okay, so I look through the group. So it seems it's the enemy cannon fire I hear, right? Or the enemies?
And allies. Like the cannons on your walls are actively firing. You don't
Okay,
see
so-
what they're firing at, but they're just kind of like long range volley, that kind of thing.
Okay, I'm just going to hold my spells until actual enemy comes up. I don't want to waste my valuable spells.
Fair enough. Anybody else want to do anything?
Can we see how close they are?
Not really. It's like like right in front of you guys. There's a wall of stone set up, and there's other defenders on that wall, and the cannon are just firing over it. Close-ish, but not like on top of you yet.
Tommy, quick question. Among the army, is there what would be a field telescope, or what's the term for the field?
Spyglass.
Yeah, spyglass. Is there one in the army group somewhere we can use?
It's probably mostly like relying on the scry spell and like people riding redeemed drakes, but saying that those drakes aren't neutral evil and are redeemed makes even better bad pop music jokes, but we'll roll.
Oh, like the rapper.
Low roll.
Oh, like the rapper, yes. There are no spyglasses. There's definitely probably like let me definitely probably grab a draw shape. I'll give you just a little like brep. That kind of looks bad, but you get the idea. There's a very simple scrying pool set up there.
Where?
The black square. It's at Lucia's like 5 o'clock.
So for the clerics we have, so is it possible for them to use their divination magic to see what they can learn, or did they not prepare spells besides just for healing?
They haven't, but there are. I'm not going to necessarily put them on the board, but there's other. Like I said, these guys are a much more professional army, and so they don't have just like battlefield healers. They have full battle clerics, and they're arranged around this. They're definitely like actively scrying drakes that are flying around, scrying like arcane eyes that are moving.
What about the other wizards? Are there any divination wizards we could use their divination powers for?
Let's just see, shall we? Let the percentage dice do the GM tonight.
I'm figuring out what information we can get without actually needing to send people on foot out there.
There's a couple of wizards that look to be specializing, or rather, look to be divination specialists.
Cool. So if everyone is okay with this, what I have in mind is to use the divination wizards, divination spells, to give us a heads up what is going on. If everyone is okay with this.
Okay. What spell did you have in mind specifically?
I am thinking, what I think it's clairvoyance, or it would be what would be the area effect spell to see what is going on in there. I think clairvoyance it is, but I could be wrong. I'm not.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not all that great remembering divination spell, but I know there's one for area effects to know what's going on.
Okay. There's probably active sensors set up on the other side of the wall right now. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that the wizards that you do find are kind of just like sitting cross-legged, backs against the walls with their eyes closed, and you imagine they're actively looking around the battlefield.
I want to. How far out do these trees go on the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, transport via plants.
No, I
Yeah,
can't transport.
Not
but
very far. They go.
Oleg can talk to them.
They're sporadic throughout the entire area, and like the farther north you go, and the map faces north, like this is north, there will be more trees. So you could probably get like there are some like in a like path. If you were a squirrel, you could run to Taldor, essentially, I guess I'll say, but there's not a whole lot of trees.
Are they close enough to talk to each other?
Probably.
All right. Oleg, what do you feel about doing a little reconnaissance?
He looks up and makes Studio Ghibli noises at you. Happy ones. I don't know what those noises are because I've never seen them, but
That's fine. I'm gonna pick him up and I'm gonna like hurl him off the wall into this tree.
all right, make a CMB. We're gonna pretend this is a bull rush attempt.
I really fail. You just kind of like throw him and he lands behind you.
Accidentally
just drop
lands
him
in the
like a
cannon.
bad football throw.
Yeah, it's
12.
What is Oleg's CMD?
Well, is he resisting me?
No, fair enough. Yeah, okay. So then he'd probably get like just, whoop, that's a cannon. You actually throw the cannon 10 feet. Move, cannon! You throw Oleg over the wall. People are probably
cannon falls
very
off the wall.
perplexed as this goes on, but Oleg understands and he just kind of like waddle runs his way over to the tree and he puts his hand on it. The spell is successful.
Okay. What do they see?
What do they see? What do they see? Boom.
They see 16.
They see 16 bad guys are coming right now. They see
You're gonna get fucked.
gunpowder and death and bad, essentially, from the point of view of a tree. There's actually probably trees like in your line of sight that are like as the Imperial soldiers begin to fire cannon back at you. And they haven't quite got the range down yet, but they're probably landing like between the wall of stone and this fort. Like you definitely probably see a tree or two just kind of like get taken out by a cannonball. And they're kind of just, yeah, splinters everywhere. Death and blood and pain and smoke and fire and all that stuff. The trees aren't happy.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure if they like the enemy forces are still on the other side of these steel walls we can't see past.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Okay. How close are they?
Let's see if they can. They probably have a basic grasp of distance. So it's still kind of garbled. The trees are kind of panicking, but they're probably to like the first line of allied defenses is what you can like jumble together from the trees using like points of reference to determine distance.
I'll yell that back at everyone else. They've hit the first line.
Everybody just kind of like unanimously draws their axes and long swords for the most part, and just kind of
How far?
snap to attention.
A question about the first line. So how far that for a distance? So I want to know for my maximum spell range.
That's probably there's probably about a couple 100 feet between where you guys are and the first wall. So let's roll a d4. Okay, so it's about 800 feet in front of you. There's 4 definitive lines.
So they are so there are our defenses, right? Not theirs.
Yes, yours. You are being attacked by them.
Okay, so what did the party want to do?
That is the question.
Well, I'm going to keep Oleg in that tree to tell us, as they progress through the lines of defense.
Okay, so while this is going on, Nira is actively going to... I'm not progressing the story. I'm just saying Nira is going to go to the walls, and she draws her longsword and her, like... In between the prison and here, she's gotten her Eagle Knight gear back, so it's kind of like golden and blue Revolutionary Army 1776 plate mail. Essentially, it's weird how they dress the Eagle Knights, but that's her, essentially. And she just kind of, like, roughly shoulders her way to, like, next to this cannon to stand in the wall. What did you have to say, Joe?
Let me ask you 3 questions, Tommy. Is there thin parchment lying on it?
You could probably find something like that. You probably have stuff like that in your inventory on your own.
Yeah. Is there powder lying around?
For sure, definitely.
Are there musket balls lying around?
Yes, all the above.
Okay, so Enderling's going to take that. He kind of has an epiphany. Do they have anything like this lying around, like a package filled with powder and a bunch of musket balls instead of a single ball? This is early Renaissance, so I don't imagine they do. But
I see
don't let me
you're getting at
influence you.
like blunderbusses and stuff, right?
No, I'm getting at grape shot.
Grape shot.
A can of
Because
nails.
I thought about that the guns that they had that shot bees out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can't exactly.
I forgot about that.
But I can replicate that with a bunch of musket balls shooting out of the gun.
Mm-hmm. We're at the point in Galerion's history where guns aren't like they're commonplace, but not so commonplace that like everyone can use them. But like these guys won't be shooting with bows and arrows. They will be shooting with firearms, and some of the like bigger frontline guys like full-blooded orcs or God, I just can't think of another race that's about 7 feet tall, but like
Elfin.
Oh yeah.
Trox.
Well, none of those. Those are a little too specific, but we'll say mostly orcs because there are a lot of orcs living in Kadira. They carry a couple of small pistols with like dragons carved on the side, and you know those by name as a dragon pistol, and essentially they're a little handheld shotgun. And that's like blunderbusses they're not super common again, but they exist. So there's definitely.
But have they applied that to cannons?
They probably have. Let's confirm with percentage dice, but most likely, yeah, they have. That's fine. I didn't roll a 1.
They have?
They have, yeah.
Damn it. All right, guess they're pretty advanced for the Renaissance.
Magic.
Sure.
They figured out how to do it with bees.
Okay, then Enderling will not do his brilliant thing that changes warfare forever.
Right.
My original idea was I knew wizards spelled that could dampen their ammunition, but that would be too risky to go in to do that.
Those spells are pretty fun though. So I'm gonna move this Drake token here. Now I'm playing Tolerant. I'm gonna move this Drake token here. It perches on the wall, and Pogue can probably kind of see. Yeah, Pogue's right there. You can see that Nira is like actively waving her arms over top of like over the wall and jumping to try to be seen, and this Drake flies down, and it speaks Draconic, but the language it is speaking is like Draconic with a like Kellish dialect, so it's not true Draconic. It just kind of like cocks its head and like Nira without
It's like Dracalish.
Dracelish, yeah, that's canon now. That's what it's called. Without waiting, Nira like climbs in the saddle in front of one of. Keep grabbing the cannon. No cannon. Whatever. I'll just delete it.
Pogue looks at her and goes, "Hey, how the hell am I going to protect you if you're up there?"
She laughs and puts her helmet on. As
Jesus.
The Drake takes off with her, and there's one of the defenders is riding it, and she like he looks a little perplexed, but she just kind of like glares daggers up at him, and he shuts up before he says anything.
Pogue yells, "If you die, I'll kill you."
The sound is lost over, or your words are lost rather over the sound of cannon fire and the Drake flying off.
The sound is lost over the words of cannon fire.
Cannon fire!
Bang!
Boom! Over the sound of onomatopoeia. Anybody else got anything?
I would have my imp be in the air, giving me constant updates what he sees from up there.
Okay. This is the time for many percentage dice. Have your imp make a reflex save.
Uh-oh.
That's your reflex save or its base save, whichever is higher.
So while you're doing that, Pogue offers to help the dwarf, like whatever he needs, a bill runner or something, because he feels like he can't even shoot over the battlements.
Malik just kind of looks at her as he continues, like he nods at you as he continues to like move around and like shout orders to his men that are just drowned out over just boom cannon fire. A 9 is not good enough. Your imp, I won't be super mean. I'm gonna say It flies a little too low, and as it does so, a cannonball collides with like a little bit, like well not a little bit, it collides like full on with one of the walls of stone, and stone like erupts all around you. There's a shower of rocks. Literally, rocks fall. Some NPCs die, but you take some damage. You take this much damage.
Oh, okay, so my familiar would come back, and that would be healed up with fast healing time.
Gotcha. Okay. This continues to go on. It seems like the Imperials can't get past the first line. Kind of like around the same time you guys begin to hear cannon fire go off from like your southeast, and you can assume from that like what remains of the satrap's forces have converged upon the fort as well.
Wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's an inevitable thing.
So how much time?
That doesn't answer my question.
So
Good.
so how much time would pass between each cannon shots?
However long it takes to reload them.
I'm back.
It's awkward, but because these things they're like, it's not a crew of people actively like jamming something into the bombard to fire. But let's just see how long it takes to reload these things.
What's going on? What are they doing?
I'm trying to figure out how
See,
long
now
it
I
takes
really
to...
can help here. Do they
I'm
load
figuring-
everything individually?
That's what I'm looking at.
I'm figuring out how long it would take a cannon of that size. It usually take a
A
full
cannon of that size would take a minute to load.
Is that rules is written?
No,
'Cause we're gonna
I'm
go
saying
off
in
whatever.
reality.
Fair enough.
The bore needs to be cleaned, then it needs to be swabbed, then there needs to be powder needs to be poured in, and then the powder needs to be tamped, then the round needs to be put in, then it needs to be tamped, and the fuse set, then the fuse lit.
But we have magic.
We do have magic, so it's probably
Yes, we have magic to create stuff for us, but we don't have everything.
Ugh.
I just want to know what the time to reload this thing is. I burped and it was gross on my stream. Excuse me, everybody.
Does
And hear the
reloading
bird.
hands work for siege weapons?
There's a spell like it, probably.
1 second. I know. You just gotta look up bombard. Siege engine.
cannon. It
It
takes
takes the bombards take 3 rounds to load. We'll reduce that to 2 because like they've been enchanted, they stay clean. Like they're damned efficient dwarven technology, so it's every 12 seconds they go off.
Okay. Do they have? Do they load everything individually?
Yes.
Okay. Anything can help. So they're loading. Hello.
I heard they're loading.
They load the powder and then the projectile.
It's less of powder and more like a cartridge of alchemical fluid, but yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna go up next to the cannon,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna roll a thing. And I have to reopen my character sheet because I do stupid things, like having bad internet.
so for the first line.
So Enderling's going to take one of their cartridges out and grab one of their cannonballs or whatever and open up the top of the cartridge and set the cannonball inside of the cartridge and then close the cartridge again
Okay. You are able
and then
to do
hand
so.
it to them.
Okay.
And I make that craft alchemy check.
Gotcha. They continue to load it, and the effect you are trying to pull off functions. I'm not entirely sure what you're going for here, but
I'm trying to increase their reload time so they don't have to put in the powder, tamp it down, and then put in the ball and tamp it down.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
Decrease their reloading time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Increase their reload efficiency.
Yes. Okay.
Good idea. Good idea.
What were you saying, Donald?
Okay, so how's the first line defenses going at the moment?
It's hard to say from where you are.
Even with the
The scrying people.
spyglass.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about those. It seems to be going. It's not going bad for you guys. You are obviously taking losses. The walls of stone that are actively being like reconjured up by other spellcasters. They're definitely like holes have been blown in them. People are dead everywhere, but they're holding. Malik
Good.
continues to like move along the lines, shouting orders. But like, if he were to see this, he'd probably just like chuckle about it and remark that it's just like another day in the life for him.
Woke up, got out of bed, pulled a comb across his head.
So what does the group want to do? Do we just wait for the enemy to come to us, or what the plan?
Yes.
Well, as
I'm-
morose as that option is, it's much easier to defend a position than
When you're not leaving it.
yeah.
I'm not going out in between the guns.
That would be bad. All right, so about an hour passes, and you guys hear the sounds of combat begin to die down. The cannons all stop firing. You can see from the scrying pool that it appears the Empire is pulling back. They can't break through the first line of defenses, and it's the same idea to your southeast. The Kadirans can't figure out how to get through you either, so they're all just backing off. They haven't lost. It's like there are still plenty of them. It doesn't take much of a general to realize they can still keep throwing men at the wall,
Oh, but they have lost.
but they're not trying right now.
If you don't win, you've lost. Not Ricky Bobbying it. It's a core rule of warfare. If you don't win, you've lost.
Is it possible to guess how many casualties they have taken out of a rough number? How many they actually sent in to fight us?
Not really. Bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies.
They're all dressed the same.
Generic Soldier 1 through Generic Soldier 567 all look the same.
There you go. There's your answer, Donald. 567.
Okay, cool. I was thinking that with a lull in the fighting, we could use this to surprise them. Probably get close to do one and gun tactics, so they have to come and chase us.
Mm-hmm. So it's around this time, and I'm gonna hit the wrong button. I know I am, but it's around this time that
It's around this time that Tommy fucks up.
that Tommy fucks up, but a sandstorm kicks up out of nowhere. That should line of sight should have just moved for everyone, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what you guys
Okay, I
see,
see Francis.
because you can no longer see him through the sandstorm.
No, I can still see Francis.
Oh, is he putting off light or something?
Yeah, he is for me.
That's probably your dark vision talking. Just play nice. You see what you're supposed to see.
Is it possible to figure out what causes it? Is it natural or is it arcane or magic?
You can try.
Okay, so knowledge, nature.
Okay. What we got? We got a.
Am I supposed to only have 15 foot of dark vision?
That is correct. That is how far you can see.
In a sandstorm? Okay.
So Donald,
Also,
it's
Francis.
the first thing the knowledge nature check will tell you is there's not enough sand on the ground to create a sandstorm for sure, especially one of this magnitude. Also, the sand is not like desert hot; it's like fire hot when it touches your skin. It's like hot coals being raked across them. You're like definitely, and everybody with skin revealed is like actively like patting themselves down or brushing sand off, mostly to no avail, as the sand just continues to swirl all over the place.
So this is magic then.
You can certainly assume.
I'm gonna make a knowledge arcana to see if there's I know a spell they could countermand this.
Control weather.
Ugh.
Oh, I'll help. I will help the shit out of that. You're a druid, aren't you? Come on.
I'm not a very smart druid.
He's about to fucking out-druid the crap out of you, and he's an alchemist. Here we go.
I'll help too.
Well, don't everybody help at once. There we go. The aid another is successful.
Oh, no, I don't want that.
Okay, I will
It's a
aid,
+4.
It's doing terrible things.
I will
19.
aid you.
Bam! I crit!
Bam! He crit. Okay.
Bang!
I know about druid stuff. Give me those druid spells, Tommy.
Erling
Give
now
me.
has druid levels.
It's a 41.
How many? What's your spell level at right now, Joe? Are you up to
Me?
3rd level? Is that right?
Yeah.
I might just give you like 1 druid spell from 3rd or lower. Just, I know about druid stuff. Look at me. Lead blades. No. I'll say
Magic Fang.
you probably get Magic Fang. I imagine that's
He
on.
definitely does.
Probably
Yeah, I know.
it's a druid
But that's
spell.
the first good druid spell that came to mind.
Yeah.
Like Flaming Sphere.
So you guys put your heads together, and you definitely can confirm this is not natural. You begin to think, and especially Enderling begins to think, this might have something to do with something not of the material plane. It's like, unless this sandstorm is localized, and I'm assuming you guys try to like move to find each other if we're aiding another.
Oh, I can still see Francis, so.
You can see him because I screwed up. You're supposed to only see him there
I can see Papa.
because he's standing right next to you.
Yeah, I can see Pelagano, like
I'm
that's
next
it.
to, I'm next to France, basically.
All right, so it looks like everybody's moving up here.
Yes.
No, I wanted to stay with the troops.
Okay, so then Enderling just shouts up through the sandstorm, I guess. Sarah, would you like to join them? You don't really need to help with the aid another. Because
Well, I mean, yeah, if I have to go up there, then
the aid another has been very successful.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you can move yourself.
I'll success the shit out of it. So do I get a druid level spell?
You don't get a druid spell. You guys, like, you can confirm this is something not of the material plane that has caused this.
So if we find the source, could we turn the effect off
Yeah.
potentially?
You could for sure.
So I can't counteract this with a spell.
You could, I won't say counteract, but I'll say, like, work against. Like, a control wind pointed the other direction would certainly, like, mess with it. But you don't, it wouldn't be like a
I
direct
have control
counterspell.
wind yet.
It wouldn't be like a direct counterspell.
Tommy,
Can
is
I
it
really just
possible?
pick up a piece of plywood and just flap it?
Just wave it real hard.
Yeah, using it would help. Not. I'm curious. So could we narrow down what type of caster used this?
Not a nice one, I'll say.
I
You're
mean,
not a nice caster.
I mean
Person.
a magic user. What type of caster type used it? Is it arcane? Is it divination? Is it what type of class potentially could use this spell?
I'll say divine magic. You can narrow that much down.
Okay, so what are we going to do about the sandstorm, everybody?
Well, I don't have
Sit here and
control
take it.
wind because that's a 5th level spell. I can give people energy resistance, but I can only give so many people that.
Well,
I
what
guess the
can we,
energy drinks.
how
I
do
can
we
give
do
people
something
energy drinks.
if we can't see anything?
You want some nuts?
Give him some fucking kick. It's cheap.
Some Jolt Cola.
Yeah. Angela can see fine.
It's so weird.
He has the vision of 2 people.
He does. He's seeing for 2. Maybe it's because you can control this token.
No, I can't.
Oh, weird.
Oh, I can for some reason now. Earlier, I wasn't able to.
Well, now we know what's going on. We'll go over here.
Eat shit, Cade.
Ah!
We figured it out. We will edit this. This token cannot be edited. It can be controlled by a lot of people. Sarah can see it too.
Yeah.
Sarah can't control that anymore. Joe
Hey.
can't control that anymore. Save changes.
Tommy, is it possible to figure out what range it was cast at, so we have a rough idea where the caster was
Make a
when he
check.
did cast it, or
What the heck?
knowledge arcana, I guess?
Okay. Go for it.
Still Moxel Professor.
23. So
Not
what do I
close,
know?
But not far away. You get the feeling more so that like it would take a lot of casters to do this on as grand of a scale as you imagine it is, because you can begin to hear the sounds of like all across the everywhere, essentially, people are like gasping and complaining about these storms. You can hear the drakes like cawing out. They don't mind it as much, but they're definitely having problems flying through it.
No, I don't know what to do.
Make a
So
perception check, you guys, would you?
You crit again. This time you gotta give me druid spells.
Well, Donald just not one.
Yeah, I am blind as a bat,
You are
pretty
blind
much.
as a bat. Everyone is pretty blind as a bat in this.
That's your second one too.
Not Francis, apparently. He got almost to the impossible ranking in that.
Yeah. I got them janky druid eyes. Drizzard eyes.
I got
Drizzle
him,
eyes.
drizzle eyes. His eyes are actively just draining out of his face. Okay, so
Ugh.
Get that
Lucia,
for sizzle check.
Lucia natural ones. What am I gonna do?
Lucy just gets a mouthful of sand.
Let's say Lucia loses a single a level one spell due to the sand getting in her mouth.
I mean, you're already going to be casting in a sandstorm. There are negs there. I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to do evens the first idea, odds the second. Odds the second one was much nicer than me throwing you off the wall. You begin to look around, and I will say, yeah, your mouth opens up, and you get a mouthful of like blisteringly hot sand. You take this much fire damage,
Okay.
In the mouth damage.
specifically in the roof of your mouth. Ow!
Oh, no.
That's the worst. Like grilled cheese, burnt grilled cheese sandwich. Oh,
It's a grilled cheese storm.
But you guys,
Ow.
Hot Parmesan.
you guys can't see anything like out past the walls, but you begin to hear the sounds of like metal rending, the screams of men. You see, it's actually probably right about this time that well, why am I going over there? I have 1,000,000 Drake tokens on this board for this exact reason. You see one of the Drakes just kind of like collides with the ground. It was dead before it hit the ground, but like it probably like almost hits the tree that Oleg is in as it just kind of like hits here and like skids over the road very dead. Oleg is probably very confused and sad that he's been left in the tree.
Yeah, I almost went to Magpie there.
Francis turns around. He has a crazy look in his eyes.
He grows a beak.
He's a bird shaman.
You should probably come back.
All right, he's definitely having problems.
was there anybody on the Drake?
There was not.
Okay.
Okay, how about we
Just jump, you pussy.
Actually, he needs to make a thing, and I think Pogue does too. I forget exactly how
He's
this
got
works.
crafter levels.
What
He
thing do I need
needs to
to?
make a thing. I'm trying to. I'm just looking up like wind effects and being blown around. I'll type
He's
in
small.
tornado
He's not tiny, but he is small.
weather. Here we go.
What size of
I've done
5-year-old?
basically the same thing before, and it hosed the party Gripply really hard. And it wasn't
I'm
necessarily.
I'm behind a wall
You are behind a wall, but it's all around you,
You like shoot Edgelin.
next to a cannon.
next to a cannon.
It's canon.
Where is the windstorm?
That is. He does have. I think he has like stretchy arms or something.
Not
He's got some
most.
stretch Armstrongs.
Is it
Gumby.
possible to know where the spell is coming from through the divination wizards?
It's possible. Kane have Oleg make a strength check.
Let me find his strength.
Wait,
It's not good.
Wait, is it the?
Little babby arms.
I would imagine a fleshy strength being pretty bad.
It's a 6.
Fleshy.
You. It's a
Ooh.
vine fleshy. You.
Ooh.
All right, the
15.
poor little guy is able to push through the wind and like, well, how's he gonna get up? The wall is pretty tall and he is small.
Well, he's got them vine arms.
He's got them vine. Does he have a climb check?
No.
He does not. Okay, I will be a generous god, and I'll say one of the soldiers has like a bit of rope, and he throws it over, and Oleg is able to like clamber over, which is good because it's around that time that another Drake just collides with the ground. Donald, I will say,
They're dropping like flies.
all of the scrying stuff has been dispelled.
So we are blind, knowing where the casters, where the casters are. Then.
Make another perception check, guys, would you?
Okay, I have to reload Lord the Caliber
Rough.
because my internet is poop.
My
I
poop.
had 12 on my perception. If you just want to roll it for me,
Yeah,
Okay, so
I'll just jam
don't
it.
fuck me.
I'll do my best.
finally, I didn't get a natural 1, so 18.
Joe, do you want to use your
Oh.
hero point?
I did I natural 1?
You
Yeah,
did,
he
you
I
did.
completely
said don't
fucked you.
fuck me now.
I didn't. It
Fine.
was the RNG.
No, it was you. But yes, you
Thanks,
reroll
Tommy.
it. I'll use my
There,
hero.
God.
there.
You did this.
I re-rolled it
That's
into
a-
a natural 20, so...
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go. You're fine now.
Good. I have redeemed myself. All right, so... I'm not gonna...
Evelyn gets control of Francis again.
Haha, no.
Yes.
God damn it.
I'll say for the natural 20, Joe, is as you guys are looking around, the Ouroboros on your hand begins to spin again, but you automatically resist the urge to start attacking everyone.
Yay!
The sandstorm on this like road here breaks apart. You guys see he's a Taldan officer, it looks like. His plate mail is really like formal and flashy, and he's got the big like poof coming off his helmet. Just kind of, well, I'll say his helmet is actually like dented and in his hand as he's like holding his other arm like to his chest, obviously really broken. He's just kind of like moving his way forward, just help me. I don't
Who
have
is it?
I don't have a name for this NPC, but Pogue does recognize a lesser noble of one of the houses in the Empire. He thinks he's a lot more important than he is, and like you've been able to get a little bit of information from this particular noble, but he's like, he is a small fish that thinks he's a big fish, and now he's wandering around wounded out in the battlefield.
Wander around the big pond.
Pretty much.
I recognize him. Let's grab him. There's he's medium depraved. We might be able to
Medium
get something.
depraved?
We might be able to get something out of him without
Yes.
too much embarrassment.
I'll put
Good idea.
I'm shutting off the dynamic lighting for a sec, or the fog of war for a second, so I can illustrate this. But then the fog of war will come back on, so don't anyone get too excited now. Disable the advanced fog of war.
Oh, you get hella excited.
Yes, eyesight.
Woo!
I'll put him on the board.
Yay.
And thanks, Joe. And amidst like all of the hullabaloo, I should have left her token on the board. Why didn't I leave her token?
Is this another ogre battle token?
Most of them are, Donald. That's what we're playing.
Cool.
That's what my
It's a
golems
guessing-
are.
It is a guessing game. Is this a
Like
ogre battle token or not?
Yeah,
Gangsterline golems.
I realized the reason I'm not using so many magic characters in this game is because I'm playing Urg Battle.
Donald, it's not a guessing game if the answer is always yes.
It's not always yes, it's often yes. Near as Drake lands next to this guy, he continues to just kind of like wander forward this way towards the wall, and she kind of like leans up under him. Well, it's awkward. She's already under him. She probably actually starts like raising the roof, is how she has to support this dude. Yeah. As they begin to move forward. And then there's out from the sandstorm appears, I gotta scroll a lot.
Dog.
A dog. It kind of looks like a dog, actually. I put that token on the board, roll 20. You give me that token. There might be two. Don't panic.
You need to make you have to make a Clifford token, just cause.
Yes, Tommy, you do.
Out
It kind of looks like a.
in the sandstorm
What
appears this thing.
The hell is that?
You guys can make a knowledge of the planes check if you'd like.
How about nature? Does that work?
Nature's not applicable
Why not?
because he is
Make
not.
a
It's an
knowledge
animal.
nature check and
It is
figure
not
out
an
why
animal.
it isn't applicable.
Sarah has a
Well, it's a check I won't be making then.
Okay, so
Check that everyone fucking sucks at.
Yeah.
I mean
that's kind of exactly the reason Magnus put all his ranks into that and not Knowledge Arcana. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Donald, Sarah definitely doesn't recognize it. Donald recognizes a div. Div are they're native to Abaddon, and they're corrupt genies essentially. A long time ago, bad things happened. They the lord of all divs, whose name is Ahriman, and it's the same dude from Persian mythology, You don't know all of the history. It's really old and it doesn't have to do with the Prince of Darkness, so Lucia probably doesn't care. But they exist, and they exist to like torment and like butcher all life. And as this thing appears, the Taldan noble turns around and he like tries his very best to draw his sword and defend himself, and Nira does the same, but both of them are just like hacked down in one big swing of this guy. Like imagine like an Uruk-hai sword from Lord of the Rings with that little like at the top of it. That's the idea. Just really, really big. Just
Falchion.
with little effort. And yeah, it actually is a falchion.
Kill that div.
Alongside him,
Kill that dick.
kill that dick. I would
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
just have-
Kill that div. Avenge
more.
Nira.
These guys look a little weird, but we're playing an N64
They're
game.
sad.
They're sad. Next to
They
him,
look dead.
you guys can make another knowledge of the planes check. Because these guys look way different than they do in Pathfinder.
Woo!
Did you, what crit?
No.
I heard a woo, and
I
I'm
did
too busy putting
mediocre.
tokens on the board.
She
These
got-
guys are, there's, like, I'm not putting a lot of them on the board, but there are a lot of them on the board on the order of, like, thousands of, what are you guys called? They're over here. Okay. I left their tab open.
Are they
Sad
all
elf
15 feet
orcs.
away?
They are, I think everyone just straight up, even Sarah passes.
Woo!
Yeah, everyone recognizes those as the lesser div known as Agash. They are, they're what's responsible for causing the sandstorm, and it's them in mass on the order of like thousands upon thousands of them all just like actively throwing a sandstorm out at you guys that's doing this. They, normally you see them with like one big eye in the center of their head, and they're known like, they're cursed, like, they've been cursed by witnessing, like horrors in the past, and they in turn can grant curses like just by looking upon them is usually enough. They normally wander the deserts of the material plane. They just kind of in general for div, they take pleasure in bringing vain and arrogant mortals to their knees. These guys are a little more formed. They have like their one big eye has split off into two, and they look a little more kind of like goblin-y. But that's definitely what you're looking at.
How far are they away from us?
Exactly where you see them on the board, all over the board.
Okay,
Let
so
me kick the sandstorm back up real quick, because now you won't see them. Let's go ahead and take initiative as soon as I get the initiative board. But first I gotta turn on the fog of war. Go! Boom.
oh,
It
it
will end up being 150.
It will. You guys are gonna be so fast. Giant 3 is still sitting at 129. That is
Yeah,
booking it.
Giant to be is the best giant here.
The best giant.
Woo!
Sarah's the best giant. Falls asleep at her desk for half of this.
I
Shows
did
up, rolls
not fall
initiative.
asleep. I
Remove-
did not.
I'm removing all turns, but I see that Sarah has rolled a 26. How do I add you back? No.
First, I go first.
Add Sarah.
Tommy, with the plane
Auto 100.
plane checks, do I know what weaknesses they have?
I'll tell you in a sec. Let me.
I got 24.
I see you.
7.
You got a 7. Did I get a roll from Kane? Do I have a Kane?
I got an 8.
Now I have a Kane. All right. I have to punch these in manually because I hit clear initiative. Van has a 24. Joe has a 7. Sarah's going first. And I'll give you something else on your turn, Sarah. Hang on. There is much rolling that has to be done. What did Donald get? Donald got an 8. Just barely beat out Joe there. Haha! Alrighty, let me grab my boys.
Ugh.
Shit. It's them boys. We them boys.
We them boys! Where is my initiative?
Wait, 99 for Sarah?
Because she crit. That's why she got a 99. I just needed to make sure she got to the top. Where is my initiative? I can never. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna roll. You don't know what I'm rolling. Well, you know I'm rolling someone's initiative. You don't know who it is, though. Well, they suck. Well, you are gonna know exactly what I rolled because it's gonna be on the initiative board where you can clearly see it. And then the big boy. Watch the big boy. Oh, he has a much better initiative. Okay. A considerably better initiative. Hooray, big guy.
So with the sandstorm, can we make out rough outlines of the div, or are they invisible to the eye at our distance?
You got
Yeah,
nothing.
fucking doom on the horizon.
They are gone. You saw them in the sandstorm long enough. Like you get the feeling they wanted you to see that, and then the sandstorm covers them.
So,
Alright.
so they appear in front of us for a second, so we know where they are roughly.
Ish. You get the feeling that they're going to be like on top of you before too long.
So is the sandstorm high enough that Poke actually does have to worry about being blown away?
You have to make checks to like move, but that's it. It's a DC 10 strength check if you want to move action. Otherwise, you can't move through it. It's just you, Oleg, and Melvin that are affected. Sarah, you are first. I'm gonna say from the natural 20, you get like a quick flash of insight into the nature of the div, and the big one, the one that killed Nira and that officer, is called a Sepid. They are warlords among the divs that have been created to spread fear and slaughter and despair wherever it is they go. They I'm not trying to Gandalf and Balrog it, but this is a foe beyond any of you. This is like, if you go and try to like solo that guy, it will end badly. And even like, if all the golems were to go attack him, maybe, but it's still like you're gonna take heavy losses from him. He's really strong, and he might not be the only one out there.
I don't like that.
He's not quite on the order of like a Baelor powerful. I don't know why I always go to Baelor, because those are the outsiders I know, I guess. But he's probably like Ice Devil. He's like an Ice D. No. Anyway, it is your turn, Sarah.
An ICD?
Ah!
Big Div is icy.
Okay, we found a new customer for Poe.
We did it.
It's cold.
He's got a big div.
Ugh. What you got?
Have you seen that guy? He would split you in two.
Well, I'm doing him at the same
That's why it's
size.
called a div.
Because he will fucking vide you.
Div fucking vibe.
Okay, so I can't see any of the bad guys.
You can hear them. They are actively coming up.
But I
the
can't
walls.
like see them in terms of like hitting them with weapons.
No, you cannot.
That's cool. I don't like that. I can't
That's amazing.
see. I'm already like scared and confused because I don't really like, this isn't my strong suit. So I'm just probably sitting like looking around like trying to figure out what's best to do.
You can see Malik has taken a spot. He's probably not there. I'm going to put him over here. He begins just, prepare to fire! And like men start trying to like fire their firearms forward, but you get the feeling it's largely ineffective in this wind.
Yeah, I
No.
can tell that. I guess what I could do is cast Spiritual Weapon and put it like here
Okay.
ish.
You could do that. These drakes no longer matter. Let me get them off the board. Well, you can't even see them. You might have seen them. Make a concentration check, Sarah.
Oh yeah.
You are casting in a sandstorm. It is not pleasant. You definitely saw Lucia take a mouthful of ouchie.
A mouthful of ouchie.
Yes, and
Concentration checks.
D20 plus caster level.
Alright. +4. I have a feat.
Okay. Oh yeah, you do have the feat you need. So D20 plus 11. One of us has to be good at math in this marriage.
It's not gonna be me.
But that is probably successful. Yeah, that's fine. It resolves. One of these days I'll get a better spiritual weapon for you to summon, but it is there. You have control of it. What do you want in a second? Alright, you got it.
Where'd it go?
It is right there.
I don't see it.
Why don't you see it?
I don't see it.
It's on the
Look
board.
here. Look
Oh,
here.
you don't see it because you can't see it.
No, I should be able to see that. I'm looking at your computer. I should be able to see that. Oh, I can see it. I just need to click on it.
It's very dark.
It's not. It only shows up when I click on it. Do you see?
Weird. It's probably because it's like technically out of your line of sight.
I'm actually gonna leave it where it was at.
Is that all you got?
Actually, I'm gonna put it here. Just kidding. Right there.
Okay. Alrighty.
A ranged weapon's probably a bad idea in this situation because wind.
A ranged weapon is completely ineffective in this situation because wind.
So yes, bad
The defenders
idea.
are firing, hoping they can get a little bit of something forward. The bombard is still effective, but it's effective at a penalty.
Alright. Okay, that's what I'll do for now.
Alrighty, Van, you're on.
All right. Well, hey, big guy, come here. You want to help me kill that badass? That motherless son of something with that doesn't have a mother. That just killed Nira and whatever his name was. Hey, so, come here. So
He's standing right there, yelling, "Come here!" At him. He's like right next to you.
Right. So Pogue gets out a length of rope and ties himself his waist around Enderling. Yeah, whatever his name is, right? Pogue's seeing more than just sand. He's seeing red, and he's like, "All right, let's go get him." And so then I guess I'll hold my action and move on Enderling's turn.
Understood. We go to the big guy. The big guy. What can I speak? I can speak a lot of things. I have telepathy. Okay, so you guys all, you hear in your mind's ear, it starts out as horrible, terrible, like, eat you alive and feast on your guts death threats, but it kind of just turns into, like, bestial roaring as this guy charges into the gate. Let me see if I have... I always forget if I have this. I need to see if I have this. Okay, I do not have an aura. There's no frightful presence on this powerful outsider. I think he's actually not going to charge.
Might have broke from our weapon if I hadn't have moved it.
Yeah, he's not. He's going to... He'll go to, like, here. And if you can see that guy, make a perception check. I think Lucia is probably the only one who just straight up can't.
No, I can see him.
Francis might not be able to. It's just Lucia.
I can't see shit.
I can't. I can only see as far as here, and then Fog of War just up to this point here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got this, everybody. Yeah.
So if I can see 15 feet, is that the deal?
Yeah.
I can only see 10.
Or 10 feet? Yeah, I can see him.
You should be able to
23.
see it. I see it. Hang on. Let me see why he can't see any farther. I see that he has a light in all players. See, get that out of there. He has sight. Okay. Yeah, I see why you can't see. I didn't update the token. Now Francis should be able to see better.
There we go.
And can see the guy. So. Okay, so you see the div raises up his hand, and as he does so, metal and wood and like big clumps of dirt all form up, like floating around him, and he just like flicks his hand at the wall. As he does so, all of the debris collides with it. It takes a lot of damage. The damage is kind of arbitrary, but I'm going to roll it because it's fun too. The gate is destroyed is what I'm getting at.
We seriously need to kill that big guy quickly.
That's a lot of damage.
The gate is just rent asunder. I will find my drawing tool, because that's the best part of being a GM in Roll20, is you get to draw lines on the board.
It doesn't matter how much mend I use. I cannot fix the gate using a cantrip.
Francis, you're on.
I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna 5 foot over here. I'm gonna. Oh, what do I do? I'm gonna cast Thrusting Entanglement.
Okay, roll concentration.
Oh.
What's it called? Thrusting entanglement?
Thrusting. It's an I, not a U.
We're gonna get you with this dick.
19.
The 19 is probably successful. I'm just trying to find it.
entangled in the dick.
I hope so.
There it is. I see.
Be a bummer to lose that spell.
Yeah, you got it.
Long, stringy penis.
All right, now
Oh,
let me
alright.
see. Okay, you don't need to roll anything else. I need to make some kind of save.
Yeah, you're gonna make a
I gotta
reflex.
make a reflex. I think that's my worst. I don't remember. I kind of looked over this guy. Okay. What is my DC?
21, I believe.
Plus this number, that number. He seems to be
Okay.
unaffected.
Okay. You're just stuck in an area of difficult terrain for then,
Okay, gotcha. Is that up?
and so is like 40 feet away from this door, like all that area.
Gotcha. So we'll do a little. Can I just type in how big I want this? No, I can't. So 10, 15, 20. So about like there. Well, actually, what I can do and what I will do, because that makes more sense. He's not moving for a little while. We can just put an aura on him. A 40-foot square aura. And now
Oh,
we
it's
can
not
see it.
centered on him because I don't want it inside here.
Okay, well, I'll let you draw it then, if you would.
Draw for us.
Okay. Can you take away the fog ward so I can do this?
Yeah, I can.
Trying to do this in the dark is.
I believe in you.
Poe, I put something in Roll20 chat you will get a laugh out of.
Alright, draw your thing.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, no.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
When I
3.
heard thrusting, I thought South Park.
Ugh. But it's not in either of these towers.
Okay, gotcha. Now let's put the lights back up. It's like we're watching a movie and somebody has to pee. Turn the light on. I need to go to the bathroom.
Pause it. I gotta pee, bro.
Yeah. Alrighty. If that is all from Francis,
It's my move and my standard.
we'll go to buddies. The golems all move. I think they just have to go to 10.
It's a 5-foot step.
Some of them
Oh.
are gonna provoke because some of them they're gonna try to like go around this thing. They don't know. Well, they know what they're doing, but they're constructs. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a robot.
Is that aura from
Francis
Kane's
is
thing?
entangled.
Yeah. Well, they don't have Constitution scores, so they don't have to worry about the other effect.
Alrighty. Let
Well,
me.
that hurts Ender.
Where am I? So I'll just throw the dice down. It provokes a lot. Each one of them is going to get 1. So 3 of them will get 1. Some of those probably get in my threat range. Everything's in the way. Can you crit constructs in Pathfinder? You can, can't you?
You can.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
that second roll is a to confirm. It does not confirm. Or wait. Yeah, okay. It does not confirm. Then here's a third roll. Which, does he fail to hit? He hits 2 of them. So we'll just do average damage real quick. This golem gets smacked around by his sword. This golem gets smacked around by his sword. This golem, it kind of just like bounces off him. And then these guys are going to swing back, and then the cannon will go off. These guys
Is the cannon aimed at him?
It will be in a second.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, 1 crit.
One
crit.
crit. One
So
crit.
that 37 will be the to confirm, and it does confirm. But the last one doesn't hit. So I have, and the first one doesn't hit. Okay, so we'll do the critical first. It's okay,
Well,
guys.
that you don't need to confirm the
Oh,
crit, right?
that is true. Yeah, I don't need to confirm a natural 20. So
You
okay,
slammed
so
him right in the face.
lots of hits happen.
So the 37 does happen.
It does, yeah.
Nice.
So I do this much. Well, actually, we can. Here's the ones that aren't crits. Plus this from 2 attacks. I have damage reduction. I don't think they beat my damage reduction. They do not. So he takes some damage. He doesn't look happy as the golems just kind of like collide with him. But he also, like, the force of their blows was a lot more, like, powerful than you would imagine when it, like, again, like a golem's fists goes into this thing's chest. Even the one that crits him only does a little bit. The cannon turns and it will fire. I'm just gonna throw a d20 down. I don't know what I'm adding.
You had the engineering check.
I had the engineering check. Okay.
They're profession engineer or profession siege operator.
Got it.
To hit,
Am
and
I
it's
rolling
usually
at his touch?
you're just rolling to operate the cannon.
Okay. And then he has to make a reflex save, doesn't he?
I think so, depending on what the size is. Let's see. The first thing is you just have to roll to beat, and you can successfully aim it.
Okay. So they're able to aim it.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just a DC 20. That's right. It's a large.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is it not bad?
Pogue's mumbling under his breath, hoping that that big guy doesn't have armor on his nads.
What is it? A standard bombard? Is that it?
This is a light bombard, yeah.
Oh, okay. Light bombard.
Mm.
Bombard. So it crit times 4, 5d6 damage.
A direct fire
Is it
weapon,
just-
it's a normal attack roll -4.
Yeah.
So, but am I targeting his touch?
Probably you're within his first range increment.
I'm sure I'm targeting his touch. In that case, it hits. I think. Yeah, it hits. Okay. And then he doesn't get a reflex save because I'm actively shooting at him.
Yeah.
And I will cut that number off. He takes that much less. Okay. The cannon, like, you hear it go off, and the cannonball doesn't have far to travel before it collides with this dude's head. And he feels it, but he kind of just, like, turns and looks angrily at the crew. Actually, that probably provokes. I just thought about that. He connects. He adds. I know how much hit points the cannon has. The cannon takes that much damage. Got it. So the cannon fires at this gigantic div, and the div just kind of, like, as they're setting it up, he swings his sword at it, and he doesn't hit anybody, but he definitely, like, dents the cannon a little bit. Everybody else is just, like, bracing along the wall for the sounds of, like, chittering bad guys that you can hear are actively, like, coming at you. Donald, you're on.
Okay, I'm going to cast a spell. So I'm going to be casting a third level spell. So how much of a penalty do I take casting in the wind, casting a third level spell? I'm not all that familiar with whether
The
rules.
concentration check is D10. It's a 10 plus caster level.
Okay. Okay, so I cast Defending Bones. So Poe and everyone around me, you would see Lucia armor would be hardened by a single layer of bone all around her.
Duly noted.
So effective. So I have DR for the time being.
Okay. Is that all?
It is a perception check to know if the giant is still by the door there for a move action, or that's standard
You
to do that.
You can hear him. You don't need to make the perception check. There is a div fighting golems, like, right next to you.
Okay, then I end my turn there.
Alrighty, Joe, you're on.
Okay. I am going to.
You mean Joe and Pogue?
Joe and Pogue.
He's going to drink his rage mutagen,
Okay.
choosing to apply whatever the fuck it's called, enlarged person,
Okay. It's awkward where you're standing now, but it's duly noted.
They probably shoved Lucy off the side of the thing.
Okay, Lucy, make a reflex save.
Okay, I know how I feel now.
Poke just realized that he's tied himself to a madman.
Lucy is able to like maintain her balance, and like, I'll say you end up here, and it like, and Oleg ends up here. It's terrible, but you don't fall in your butt.
Cool.
And I do grow in size.
It's awkward for everyone. But you can share an ally square. It's fine. I just had Donald make the save because Joe said he wanted to push Donald.
I wish he wouldn't share it.
It's probably stinky.
For some reason,
If we were not fighting in the moment, I would probably cast Prestidigitation.
Get all the gross off you.
There's no getting rid of that stank. That's like built in.
Trust me, I will find a way to get rid of that odor permanently.
Is it death?
That's what I heard.
It's a one order for another.
all
right.
I don't know why I lit myself up.
There I am.
Have fun.
Okay.
Damn. So wait, disentangle spell. If I step into it, is it gonna be bad?
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of bad. Well, how good's your reflex save?
Let me find it.
I'm not sure if Joe cut out there or Joe can't find his reflex save.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's looking or dead.
Or yes.
Young Joseph,
What?
what's your reflex save? We didn't hear you.
I totally said it's okay.
Oh, sweet.
Well, you gotta beat a DC 21 or you're gonna start taking Constitution damage.
Who had to make a save?
Anyone who's in that yellow square.
Down there.
Not in the tower.
Can you hit him with reach?
No, if I step into that square, I'm gonna get damaged.
I mean, if you're
right here,
right here
is not in the area of effect.
It's not?
Yeah.
No, it's because this tower's above ground.
So you could move there. It'll be awkward for the bomb board.
Yeah,
Sure.
I want a 5-foot step there.
Okay.
And take a swing at him.
Understood.
And I'm gonna aid him.
Alrighty.
Get attack here. Let's see.
So I just make a regular attack roll with my weapon or whatever?
Yeah.
Should be that. Bang.
Alrighty. Whether or not that hits depends on what he had to do. Okay, so the aid another is successful, and then that bumps it up to by +4. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so then and you guys have so it just barely misses. You like. Let me look at my stuff here. What is my touch is probably real bad, isn't it? Yeah, my touch is. You definitely connect with this guy. You just can't quite like get through his flesh.
So how much can I also cast spell and aid another or no?
I don't
If it's a
maybe.
If it is how much did he miss by?
He missed by not very much, I will say that.
Like one?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can I use oh wait, no, I used my action point to help Lucia do nothing.
Can I use timely inspiration?
That's an immediate action, you can.
All right, I want to use timely inspiration to bump it up by 1 and see.
Well, 1 would be tied to defender.
Ugh.
So if
Does anyone
anyone
have an action point they want to throw at me?
one action point, we'll get it there.
I
I'll throw
think I used mine on Lucia
you can
too.
have an action point from me.
Deal. You don't need to roll it. You hit. The one is enough to hit him, and he takes
27 damage from a +2 weapon.
Okay. It doesn't quite do as much as you thought it would, but it like he feels it and he looks up at you and just starts roaring at you.
All right.
Plus
Well, he
two,
probably
what are you
looks
hitting
at
him
me. My bite.
Ah.
I have a +2 amulet.
Oh, right.
So what's his number? 31?
32.
32, okay.
I forgot we went shopping.
Tommy, so the sandstorm, dark vision would not see through it, am I correct?
It does not, no.
Okay, so I would have my feeling you're giving me a rough area, what is going on, so I would assume I could roughly point in a area if my imp tells me where a foe is.
Not really. Your imp can't see any better than anybody else, but that is neither here nor there. Joe says he's done with his turn. It is the bad guy's turn. I think we have a fly speed, don't we? We don't have a fly speed. Okay, so these guys all just kind of like rush the wall. You see them as one. It will, like, they're deliberately moving into the spiritual weapons square.
They're also moving into that entanglement.
They are. Sarah, if you are awake over there, it provokes from the spiritual weapon.
Yes, it does.
They're
That's
gonna
my
go.
charisma. I add to the roll.
Yeah. That
Woo!
hits.
Yeah! And what do I roll for damage? I gotta write this down.
You do. I'm not sure off the top of my head what the damage is.
Alright, hold on. I've got it bookmarked.
These guys all just rush the wall. They will start making fort saves in a second. Let me see what I can do. Oh, wait. No,
Reflex save.
they're not gonna fucking go there at all. They can cast Dimension Door. So here's what actually happens.
Ah!
Yay! See our crappy demons who can do this. Hooray! So they just appear in your midst, essentially. We'll put
Oh,
one here.
okay. How fun!
That's their standard action. Sarah actually does not provoke because they can Dimension Door. So I hate to break your heart, but the sword just kind of sits.
You broke my heart.
I usually do.
Because I rolled really high.
You did. I'm proud of you,
Oh.
in theory. Alright, so that's their standard action. That's what they have. They just kind of show up and start, like, kind of cackling, kind of, like, awkwardly staring. Kind of picture, like, Lord of the Rings goblins is how they carry themselves, essentially, except their eyes are, like, very, very blue and, like, soul-piercing as they look at you. Sarah, you're on. There's a creepy guy in your face.
I smash those skulls with my weapon!
Deal. Roll it.
I hope at least somebody out there gets my reference.
I get your reference.
Thank you.
It's always sunny in Kadira.
It's a Cialis joke?
No, it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
No, I know. Just
What do you are this? Okay.
Woo!
That is in your threat range. Roll to confirm. And that hits.
Yeah!
bada bing, bada bang, bada boom.
Roll your damage.
Are they evil?
They are evil. Is that a question?
I have to ask! Maybe they don't have an alignment or some shit. I don't know.
They're lawful undecided. Like,
Yeah.
They are true neutral.
Alright.
They don't have a bias for this. They're just hanging out. You are attacking the one right in front of you, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Alright. Do I need to, like, critical anything?
No, just roll damage.
Oh wait, that doesn't multiply.
It is not.
Just the 1d6 multiply. I'm gonna reroll the whole thing then. This is the one that multiplies.
Okay.
Oh.
So he takes 8.
And then
And then 2d6 holy damage,
yeah.
which breaks his DR. He definitely like hisses and recoils as this happens. What else
I've
you got?
made him angry.
It's a move action to control the spiritual weapon. Bless you.
Okay. I guess I could. Let's see where's that at. Can I 5-foot step with the spiritual weapon?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, that's what I do.
Alright. Then that is all. We go to Van.
Oh wait, I can't attack now.
You can't.
Oh, okay.
It threatens though.
I forget how this works. If I held my action, do I end up now going with Joe all the time, or does that just happen that one turn?
Oh, yeah, that is correct, isn't it? We'll move you down to wherever Joe is. There, good. So it actually is the big guy's turn. He will, of all the things he doesn't like, he probably doesn't like the cannon the most. Is that accurate? That's probably accurate.
Just where Enderling's standing, right?
Yeah, it is. He's gonna. It provokes from the spiritual weapon. He's gonna move over here. It provokes from. Well, he'll 5-foot step.
You can't 5-foot step in difficult terrain.
Oh, well then he won't 5-foot step in difficult terrain, and he'll just move like this. It provokes from the golems. It provokes from the spiritual weapon.
That's me.
That's you. There's a d20.
Definitely
Provokes from the Enderling.
Hmm.
Ugh.
12 is not it.
Are you sure, Tommy?
Yep.
I just net 20 them.
He has no means of mitigating that.
Yes.
40 damage to them.
Okay.
Minus whatever. I mean, I rolled minimum damage, but that's whatever.
That's a bummer.
Do I take off any body parts? Are we running that?
We
I
are
don't
not.
remember.
So he
That was
takes
my favorite part.
that much damage. He goes back over here, so I can continue to math at him.
Wait a minute. Do I have combat reflexes? I think I do.
And then here's the damage from the golems. Not very much, but it's something.
Tommy, I totally have
41
combat
points of damage, not
reflexes.
very much.
Okay, go for it.
How many times do I provoke?
He moved.
I have 3 decks.
Hang on, I'm doing math. Okay, he moved from here. He went 1, 2, 3,
Okay,
4,
so
I guess, actually.
so I get. Well, I have 1 plus my dex mod is how combat reflexes reads.
Hmm.
So
Okay, so the 28 doesn't hit.
28 doesn't hit, and then
Right.
I have 1 more. 29 doesn't hit.
29 doesn't hit. He's going to.
Do I get to help him or anything?
You can't, because that's. You would have had
It's
to
a
like
standard
hold your
action to
do
hit
it.
another.
Oh, okay.
So he's gonna. Let's do that one thing again. That's fun. Yeah, sure. He's gonna. Can I get? Yeah, there we go. It's a 10-foot high, 40-foot radius. So this hits Pogue, Enderling, and the cannon. Essentially, just like those squares, debris just begins like falling down on you guys. Make reflex saves.
Keep reaching for my dice.
So Enderling fails. Pogue passes with evasion. The cannon, it's awkward. Francis doesn't have to roll. It's just 1. Oh, I don't have enough selected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, the entire like where that cannon is, or where a large creature would sit.
Oh, okay.
So Joe takes all of this. The cannon has hardness, so that's good. We like that it has hardness, because otherwise it gets beat up. This is okay. This is bludgeoning damage. That much. He rolled a lot better this time.
That's too much.
Tommy, quick question. The divs around Lucia, what type of weapons do they have?
Just kind of like. Some of them might have crappy little daggers. Most of them are just like biting and clawing.
Oh,
at you.
I get. No, wait, I think it's only if I get. Oh, yeah, so I have to make a will save.
Oh, nice to know this. My DR will come into play then.
So let me see this. DC 15 will save.
Okay. And if you fail the will save, you take a bunch of wisdom damage. Isn't that right?
No, I take just a -1 to my will save,
Okay.
-2 to will save,
Okay.
and intelligence. That's all.
Gotcha.
Oh, Is the div almost done?
I beat the shit out of it.
Oh, the div is done. Yeah, I just
Oh,
want
so,
to say.
He needs to make another reflex save then.
Okay.
wait, so the big div is dead now?
Oh no!
No, his turn.
Plus. Do. I add that, and I get a that.
God damn.
He can fail it. He came close to failing it the first time.
So
Well,
if
yeah, he can fail it.
He's got to roll a 4.
yeah, I would have thought the big div would have been dead by now.
He's not that bad. Francis, you're on.
He's got a lot of DR. I can't really move anywhere.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just take the AOO and I'll hit the guy in front of me with a sling.
Okay. He will try to swing out and claw at you. He's kind of pathetic looking. Especially compared to the big one. He's kind of just like, almost like comically ugly.
Meh.
Does a 23 get there?
Yeah, it does.
Alrighty.
I sorry feel sorry for these div. I think my imp actually look much more attractive than the divs.
3 damage gain.
Okay, that's more in line with what I was hoping.
They all attack of opportunity for 15d6. No, they're not that cool. Alrighty. Hit me with your best shot.
That's my plan, I hope.
It's already got 14 damage on it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You don't know what
Does
you're
a 17 hit?
It does not.
Well,
It actually, I'm gonna renege the 4 damage you took because you are incapable of firing that sling because that's how much the wind is going. That would be like completely useless to try.
oh, is it? That's
Yeah.
how strong the wind is?
Like even the bombard was having problems hitting before it was destroyed.
Oh. Okay. Is that my whole
these guys
turn then?
checked-
Or
no,
can I do something
you,
else?
you do something else. You can do something else.
Oh, okay. I'm still gonna take that damage because if I can't use my ranged weapon, I'm gonna cast Flame Blade.
Okay, so roll concentrate. Well, do you want to cast defensively? You can always just cast defensively.
Isn't that also a concentration check?
It is 15 plus double the spell level.
Spells. 32.
Okay, that definitely
Shit.
passes. And then now make another concentration check for casting in high wind with debris.
29.
That also passes.
Nice. That's a standard action, and that's my turn.
Gotcha. And then we will go to the friends. These guys.
As I draw my lightsaber.
Malik is gonna fire this
Francis,
over here.
Francis is killing on now.
If you want a lightsaber, I couldn't Siri make you one.
That's okay. The one I call from the air is good enough for now.
So I'm just gonna full attack. Well, one of those misses, so they both miss. Malik is wholly ineffective. Then it's troop damage, which is awkward. I'll roll it 3 times for everybody. It's awkward because the troop damage doesn't break their DR, but they're definitely getting hit. These guys are gonna move down. Whoop. No, they're not because they're all... I can ungroup them. That was not the best idea I ever had. Let's ungroup those guys. They will move into the ranks of the bad dudes. One will move over here. Anybody else want to help? Not really. Well, those guys will have their other stuff to deal with. They will... I'll just roll one big one, is what I'll do. It's from 3 attacks for damage reduction, so it doesn't get... Probably gets through. So you guys see the defenders all just move in amongst the ranks of these lesser div, like slamming shields and like digging axes into the sides of these guys. It doesn't do like... Again, these guys can mostly resist everything that's being thrown at them, but no one likes it. They're all taking, like, moderate amounts of damage compared to what it should be. And we will pass to Donald.
Okay, so So question. This one, have Papa hit it already?
Yeah, it's been hit.
Okay, so how injured is it? I'm just trying to figure the best damage I can get with a shocking grasp spell.
Make a check.
And-
Make a knowledge arcana check. Actual, no. Knowledge of the planes. I might let religion go too.
Planes.
That's good enough. Okay, so this thing resists the first 10 points of electricity damage and has 15 spell resistance.
Okay, so I'm going to try to finish this one off.
Okay. So you cast Shocking Grasp is what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Would you like to cast defensively?
Yep, that is the plan. I don't want to take any damage that I don't have to.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
Okay, so that beats the DC.
It does. Now roll the cast for the sandstorm. That passes as well. Okay.
Cool. And then spell resistance, you say?
Yep, then spell resistance. There are a lot of hoops to jump through to get this spell to go off. That spell resistance is tied to defender. Because somebody want to throw an action point at him, he makes it automatically.
No one has one left.
I don't think I have one left.
What action points are we allowed to? We're allowed to bank them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you an action point.
Okay.
Then it succeeds.
You better do lots of damage to this guy.
Pending the touch, it succeeds. Rather, I should say. Okay, you hit his
Okay, so I would assume that misses with a 6.
The 6 does miss, yeah.
Why did I give you an action point?
Yeah, I was thinking, don't do it. Then you already did it.
All right.
Did it. Is that
Yeah.
all?
Yeah.
All
Did
right.
That'll teach me.
Joe and Van.
Okay.
Putting yourself out there for other people.
Tisk.
Swift action. I'll drink another potion.
Okay.
We'll go with haste, so I get another attack. First bite. Does not hit.
Does not hit. Van, you held your action. It's your turn too, Van.
Yeah. So, shit. I can help, and I'll cast. I'll do help.
Okay.
So that's
That's an attack.
32.
Roll. And then 32 would hit. Well, no one. Now you're at tie, and then Timely Inspiration would push you there.
Where the hell? Well, I just lost my mind. Oh, hold on a sec. All right.
Okay.
17.
That succeeds.
Okay, so +4 plus Timely Inspiration.
And that's enough to make it succeed all the way, yeah. Well, you got to roll the cast in the sandstorm. And roll the cast defensively because you're in the big guy's threat range.
Shit. What roll do I have to make on?
Just your D20 plus a caster level.
Oh, okay. And I just roll a regular,
Just a
what
D20.
am I rolling against? I just roll a D.
You're rolling a D20 plus your caster level against. To cast it defensively, it's 15 plus double the spell level, so it's a 19 for a level 1 spell.
Is that 17?
What? Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely 17.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I always get that. I always think 0 is 1, and then 1 is 2, and then 2 is 3.
Plus my caster level, which is 4.
Mm. Then that does succeed.
Yes.
And then it's the same roll you just made at DC 11 for casting in the sandstorm.
Oh, no. This is a hero point.
Use my hero point.
Okay. Then that succeeds as well. And he does take some damage. He is not happy.
Then my second bite.
Okay.
What about second bite first? You don't hit that.
No.
You do not. You're close.
So the 32.
Hmm.
And then schedule. This needs to be. It should be actually higher. That should have been. You didn't even need to cast that. Totally forgot to add in haste. Okay, 1 second.
The 36 does hit, and he does take some damage.
Wait, what about the 35?
That does also hit, yeah.
Yeah. So I get rend. I don't have to make. It should be higher than 11, I just realized, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. Should actually be 18 damage. Well, I don't get double my strength damage on that
Okay,
still.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. Your claws tear through the flesh of an evil outsider that continues to just roar in your direction.
Alright. That is all for me.
Okay, so it's around this time that you guys don't need to make a perception check. They aren't hard to see. Gotta scroll a bunch. I have a lot of tokens. Now I'm passing the tokens from the one shot. The Taldor phalanx makes its way to the walls. There they are.
Can I take a 5-foot step too?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm going to step away from that guy. All right.
These guys will be definitely marching through not only the spiritual weapon, but they will be marching into the bad. I'll just put one on the board. Well, I'll put 2 on the board. I mean, what? You can only see one of them.
Do they attack the dude?
They do not. You can see them, like, they pretty much pay the div no mind, and the div pays them no mind as they march past. They probably look a little, like, uncomfortable as they look up, for sure, but they don't attack it. And here's my reflex save. Against the bad stuff that's going to happen to me, because my reflex save is not as good as a powerful evil outsider. Well, I don't roll 61 d20s. Whoa, Tommy. Then I'd pass. Alright, I surely failed. Yeah, I did. And then the other one also fails. Yeah. Okay, so these guys move into the entanglement, and they fail their save scan.
Woohoo!
So what happens to me? Kane. He's got to look it up. Well, I have it right here.
I forgot I was muted. I'm getting there.
They take 1d2 points of con damage.
2.
Oh, good. I'm so glad I figured out the con score of my generic troops. I'm sure I know it. They've taken 2. I understand. They've lost.
1 hit point per hit die.
Hit dice. Yeah, I'm just counting the hit dice. So they have that many. So okay, got it. They have that much. Well, whoops. I don't know why I'm taking that from the notepad that denotes their their normal damage. This is
and they're entangled.
And they're entangled. Got it.
Tommy, just curious. So, would you say outsiders have a set of bones? I'm just figuring out if one of my spells would work on them or not.
Make a check.
Okay, knowledge plane, I guess.
It depends on the outsider. These guys probably do.
Cool, good to know. I know what I'm using.
Woohoo! So it's not a lot of damage as these guys begin to attack the golems because they can't get through the golems' DR, surely, but
they do have horns.
What are these?
The outsiders have horns, I mean.
The outsiders are divs.
No, the blue ones.
Oh, these are
just see.
These are Imperial soldiers.
They're huge.
They are.
They're fodder.
Because it's a troop.
Ah.
That's all the damage. That
absolutely fucking massive.
Sarah,
it's
you're
a troop of fresh meat for Enderlin.
Actually, Sarah,
what do you guys do?
Oh, they didn't do anything. Thank you so much. I have a lot of minions.
I see 2d6 plus 9, and I'm like,
That was the troop damage from these guys attacking the golems. I do need to attack the party, don't I? Let me attack some guys here.
Wait, so the Taldor forces are attacking us, and we have divs.
That seems to be the issue, yeah.
divs.
Alright, so I'm gonna full attack Sarah.
Hey, I don't want to do that.
Good.
Nerd.
I do not blame the Taldor for using this tactic. I would have had thought of this if we were going
21
to,
and 12
going to use this
there.
tactic.
I don't think either does hit. 21 does hit.
Haha, okay. I think I have this roll saved somewhere because it's not a very good one compared to everything else. So there's your damage, Sarah.
Okay.
Then we'll have another one can reach you and we'll attack you. Boom, boom. Boom, boom! And the second one automatically misses because I natural won the first attack. I'm trying to attack players more than I'm trying to attack defenders. So I'm going to attack Lucia twice. 10 or 22 to hit.
AC is 16, so the 22 hits.
Alrighty.
And based upon what weapon they're using, I have DR towards bludgeoning, so up to 35 damage max.
Okay, gotcha. Well, they're just clawing at you.
So that would be slashing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I take 5 damage off of my temporary DR.
Okay, and then this guy attacks you again with 2 natural 16s to hit, and I assume they hit, so here's your damage twice.
So that's slashing, right?
Yeah, they continue to just claw at you.
Okay, so I'm doing okay.
They don't care to attack Oleg. They seem to not mind him. They just kind of, like, tear into the troops. Yeah, pretty well.
He's just a little pumpkin pie. What's he done?
Just a wee little pumpkin pie. So this
And now
one,
they're not attacking him, so you're fine.
They're not, yeah.
you definitely see a couple guys just get, like, tore apart by one of these little div, just kind of, like, go up under his shield and, like, get to the armpit through his, like, scale mail and just down. They take some damage. The damage is arbitrary because they are not players, but they've been hit. You guys can probably hear the sounds of yeah, these guys need to charge in. You can hear the sounds of horses whinnying as they die, and like they probably just like mire themselves in there because they can't do their normal tactic of like spin around and shoot into a circle. The other nomads will move in as well. These guys are just kind of going to try to surround the div, but they're getting pretty messed up. Malik is going to try to... Well, it's not Malik's turn. It is actually Sarah's turn. Sarah, you're on.
Yeah.
Malik probably gets like scratched across the chest. There's a little bit of beard hair. You can't see it, but somebody moved through the spiritual weapons threat range. So it provokes. And I believe it hits. I haven't... These guys have been built for a long time, and I never used it. These have been built since like Christmas. It does hit.
Okay.
Jiminy Christmas.
You can feel it in your bones.
Well, when it gets to be my turn, I'm going to be making ZDF feel like they're I'm going to make the bones the div bones shake.
Make them bones shake. All right, what you got in your turn, Sarah?
I will attack this one.
Okay, understood.
Yay!
That's in your threat range. Roll to confirm. That successfully confirms because it's the same roll.
Alright. Here's the critical damage. That's multiplied times 2.
Okay, got it. Sorry, again, you need to face the camera when you speak, please.
I'm not saying anything that important.
It is important to the stream.
Okay.
It's important to me.
Yeah, so do it. Now roll your holder damage.
I just did.
Holy
That was
roller.
rough. Well, that gets over his DR.
It seems the sword haven't gotten over being damaged yet.
No, she fixed the sword. She just doesn't add that much and it has DR. It has, like, weirdly specific outsider DR. Is that all? Then we pass to the big guy. And the big guy is... I have a lot of things I could do. I don't necessarily want to just hit the attack button over and over again. What else can I do? I think he's going to...
Run in fear.
Yeah, he's terrified now. Enderling is the big threat here. What can I do? I think I have to... I have that. That's cool. Okay.
I don't like the sound of that.
I forget that I have that. Well, I don't forget it. I just don't know all the spells this thing can cast. Yeah, let's do that. Let's, he's gonna step back. He's gonna 5-foot step, like, this way. And then let's have Enderling make a fortitude save. Which I think fails.
Can I help him with
It
that?
doesn't, it doesn't fail by much, but it fails. You can, if you have some means of, like, if you have an action point or something, you can help him with it.
Did it fail by 1 or by more?
By a number. I shouldn't, for meta reasons, I shouldn't say, oh, it failed by 1.
Right. Do you want to roll for it, Enderling, or take your lumps?
I've already taken it. It's up to you.
I'll give you an action point.
Okay, roll it.
Who rolls it?
Van does. Okay, that is enough to make it pass. Enderling feels himself kind of like shrink down a little bit. His hands turn into like little baby hands, and his teeth kind of like retract out into his gums. But then, like, he shakes it off, and his body kind of like reconstitutes itself. I don't have any swift actions. I don't have any quicken spells, so it passes to Francis.
Okay. Let me just double check how this spell works. This is the one I'm looking at. Yes. I'm gonna cast Iron Stake
Okay.
on this guy here.
On which one? On the big one or one of the little ones?
On the little one that's next to Lucia.
Okay. Understood. It would provoke from the one next to you.
Yeah, I know. It just occurred to me that an outsider probably doesn't really have a problem with fire, considering we're in a sandstorm that feels like huckles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most outsiders generally have immunity to fire, especially evil ones.
Come on, open the character sheet. Thank you. 25 for cast defensively.
Okay, that I think should pass. It's a level 3 spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it passes.
And 17 for the concentration check to cast in the storm.
Yep, they both pass. And no spell resistance, so I just throw a fort save down. Well, you gotta make a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Because it's magic, I will let it fly through the storm. Yeah, that seems fair.
17?
Yeah, that hits. It's a targeting
Range
stat, you're good. You got him. I think you just hit his... Yeah, you hit him all the way through. And now you need my fortitude save. And there it is. It fails. It is a 4.
So you're sickened for a round.
Okay.
If it fails for a number of rounds equal to the caster level, it must succeed a concentration check to use any of its spell-like abilities or spells.
Gotcha.
And you take 3d6 damage.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
A little rough. Okay. I'm sorry to note that it doesn't
Ow.
care that much. It pierces him, but it
Yeah, we are rolling crap damage today.
You are. Not the time for 112.
Where is the ceremony blessing when we actually need it?
Well, you guys can call
Okay.
on Tolk. He's still out there.
I'm gonna 5 foot here.
Okay. Now I suddenly see a bit more of Enderling's face, like he's one of those weird sliding puzzles. And I think that's all. We'll pass to the Frans. Okay, so they're gonna. It's just automatic troop damage for the most part here. So I'll tack it on everyone. You guys see these guys continue to just like stab into the div. This one might die. Yeah, no, he doesn't die yet. He's not happy, the one that Emeritus has been beating up on, but the rest of them have just taken like not substantial damage. Malik will make actual attack rolls and hit with one of them for as much damage as he does, which is in my head because I don't want to look at his sheet right now. So, got it. Okay, so the one you guys probably can't. Well, Lucia can kind of see Malik's little dwarven form dig into the sides of one of these things, and it recoils, hissing and spitting violently. And it is Donald's turn. Speaking of Donald.
Okay, so I'm going to cast defensively, and going to be using bone shatter, bone shaker on this creature, casting it defensively.
All right, got it. Roll the cast defensively. That passes.
And that passes, and then need to beat the spell resistance.
You do. Oh, I forgot to have Kane roll spell resistance. Oh well, it was ineffective.
Okay, cool. I need the creature to make a fortitude save.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you asked. There it is. Natural 13 isn't bad. I don't know what I'm trying to roll over though.
Okay, so it takes 22 magical slashing damage. So take whatever slashing damage, magical slashing damage off that.
Okay, gotcha.
So is it dead?
It's not dead. It's not happy, but it's also not dead. Well, this thing wasn't happy to start. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't like, these guys are here for the candy. No, he wasn't happy in the first place, but he doesn't like it.
Cool. Good to know that I am ruining a evil outsider day.
If that's all.
Yep.
Alright, passes to Joe and Van.
Okay. So I'm just going to full attack. I'm just going to go bite, claw.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm going to just full attack one of them immediately. I'm just going to do a full attack on them. But first thing I'm going to do is a swift action. I'm going to drink one of my potions of Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
I feel like one of your attacks might just kill one of them outright.
Probably. We'll see.
You never know.
No one knows.
If you knew, it wouldn't be as fun.
I'm now at 18 hit points.
I should have just had the big guy full attack. Oh well.
I'm actually glad I actually took the 1 feat to improve my necromancy spell DCs.
Mm-hmm.
Does that hit?
Yeah, 36 hits by about a mile. Are we hitting the one like in front of Lucia?
Closest to me. Yeah, that's my first bite.
That one there. Okay, that kills him, right? I think. Voice fire max. Yeah, he's super gone. You bite through his chest and he falls apart, and a little bit of snow sits on top of the battlement as his body melts away.
Okay, next guy, I will bite.
Okay.
So this guy.
Okay, that hits.
And then the
So much
damage
for
is
bodies, Lucia.
28 to hit, 25 damage.
Gotcha.
Well, I will eventually find a dead body and make it my own.
Is he dead?
He is not dead.
Okay, then I'll throw both of my claws at this dude.
Okay.
So the first is 23 to hit and then 17 damage.
Okay. That does connect.
All right. And then the second one to hit
This one you
is
said?
33 to hit and 18 damage. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Alrighty.
I hit with both of my claws, so I'll deal random.
Duly
Hello?
noted. Yeah, I hear you. He takes some
Is
random damage. It doesn't kill him.
Doesn't kill him? Fuck, I did like 80 damage to him. Okay, pass turn.
Alrighty, Van.
Well, will 5-step in underneath his legs or whatever, and there's nobody to attack.
There is not.
No, I thought there was a guy there.
Hey, he died. There's snow there now. Bits and pieces of guy.
Oh,
That doesn't help. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to 5-step in. I am going to try to cure light wounds on Enderling. So that's... Remind me what I have to do again.
1d8
1d8
plus caster
plus-
level. Well, 5. Well, no, you
Up
cast
to a
level
maximum of
5.
5.
So it's 1d8 plus 4 for him.
Do I have to roll to...
To hit?
No,
We're
no.
technically
No.
grappling.
No. Okay, no, to cast.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yes you do. You gotta roll to, not to cast defensively, but you need to roll a DC 11 concentration check for the sandstorm.
Okay.
It's such a pain.
That's why you play Alchemist.
Yeah. Well, where's my...
At least getting the divs, I can get some interesting magic item making parts off of them at the very least.
You can.
I don't think that's
Alright.
the proper role.
No,
No.
it's not at all.
What's the... What? Wait a minute. What's my roll?
A D8
Caster
plus
level.
4.
Concentration. It'll be in your spells tab.
I see. Okay, you still roll
Oh,
concentration.
okay. So,
Sorry.
so you're using your physical body to cast. Got it.
Convulsing.
He's playing
Very
with
Alright.
sexy.
There we go.
He just flexes his pecs and Enderling feels so much better on the inside.
All right. That's what she said. All right.
Well, not anymore. She doesn't. She's in 2 pieces.
Your next nut gatherer. All right. All right. 11.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got it. Not 29 hit points.
All right. I guess I am done.
Alrighty. This guy is going to 5 foot forward. This guy's going to 5 foot forward. They can't really get out of the difficult.
They
terrain.
can't 5 foot. They're entangled.
Oh, then they provoke a bunch, including from the spiritual weapon.
No, I mean they can't move at all.
They can't move at all.
Yeah, entangled.
Ah, boo. Okay.
They have to make their checks to break free before they can do anything.
entangled and black tentacles. They're such useful spells for that purpose.
See, I've never been like a big fan of black tentacles at all. Maybe it's just because I've never seen it used well.
hentai.
It
Yeah,
is
If
958.
you can't make your checks, it's a combat ender.
fair enough. So
Don't you
can't.
last roll and then end at the top of the turn order?
We could if you guys want to knock off here. It's not a bad way to do so.
Sure, that would probably be a good point to end the session.
That's a good point to end the session because it's 9:58 and I do have class tomorrow. Because it's
All right,
Wednesday.
works for me.
Alrighty, so then he takes damage from the swarms. Well, the swarms. The troops all concentrate on a golem you guys can't see that has a bunch of little div like running around at its feet. All of the little divs, they all look up at Enderling, and well, can they do? They can. It's gonna be really bad, but it's how they're like scripted to work. So that's unfortunate for them. If given the choice between attacking 2 different opponents, Nagash always chooses the most physically becoming foe, which is Enderling. So they're going to...
I have 4 attacks of opportunity, Tommy.
They're going to provoke a bunch. Well, they can find something better to do. Better. They're just going to try to attack through these guys. They're going to get to Enderling, but they're not stupid. Are they? Let me double... Yeah, I have 13 intelligence. I know not to just... Let's all cast spells right here. It'll be great. So I will attack Donald twice.
Look, they're probably going to hit.
That's the spirit.
Oof.
So
It's 25 and 14, so...
one of them hits a hit.
For maximum
So-
damage.
So is that slashing?
It is.
Okay, so 8 more damage off of my temporary DR.
And then 2 more attacks from this guy. 25 and 19 to hit for... I think the 19 hits you.
Who? For Luthia?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anything over 16 hits.
That 21 doesn't matter. You don't take 21 damage. I clicked on the wrong thing. You take 12 slashing damage.
So total 12 slashing damage.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm doing okay still.
And then these guys are gonna just attack the troops. They're not really getting anywhere with them, but that's what they do. They have to get through them.
Which troops?
These two down here are gonna attack here. These two down here. And then we'll have some guys attack up here. They take a little bit of damage. I'm putting some damage on them from like 2 or 3 other rounds of being hit because I know I have NPCs, but I'm not micromanaging them as hard as I could be. These guys attack up here. Whoop. I'm putting the damage on the wrong people, but everybody gets the idea, especially the GM, and that's what matters. A couple of guys go down as the div just kind of tear into them. Stuff happens that you can't see on your left flank and down in the courtyard. The golem gets attacked a couple more times, but probably to no avail. Well, one of them got there.
The troops got to make their checks to break free.
Okay. So what am I rolling for that?
I'm just another reflex save, I think.
Okay. So I think I added 4 to that, didn't I? Is that our reflex save team? Yeah, it is. So the one on the left, the one on the right. So I think one of them made it. That 23 is good enough, right?
Yeah, the 23 is good enough.
Okay, so he'll go, like, he'll 5-foot step there. It's awkward. They can share squares.
And
They can't
the
escape.
one that didn't make it takes another 2 points of constitution damage.
Alrighty. So I'll put -4 con here. They are not happy. Alrighty, that is it for my turn, and it is 10:02, so I suppose we will sign off here. I will say at the top of the initiative, and we'll keep the same initiative, kind of. I'm not entirely sure how, but it does happen. A portal opens. Where can I put him safely? I don't want to... Well, he can figure it out. He's a big boy. A portal opens, and Xandu appears
Yay!
right here, because he will be back next week. How that portal opened, how he got there is...
Okay, yeah, he's really in a shitty position, is he not?
Yeah, where am I going to put the
Portal
sorcerer?
opens and he gets his ass kicked.
I believe in him. He has great power. He'll have a greater power in a week. But we're going to sign off here. Again, guys, I don't know exactly when this file is uploading because the weekend will probably be hairy, but the file will get to you. There will be a 2-on-1, Sarah and I versus Xandu. Sometime quickly after this. Should be a lot of fun. As always, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Say bye, everybody.
Goodbye!
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.